What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to another massive match day here on Anfield Agenda. The Reds have received, fair to say, a tasty welcome up to St James's Park. We're going to take you through the breaking team news, which is no Alexis McAllister in the squad. We believe his missus is having a baby, so again, we're without one of our midfielders. We have got news on who plays right back. It is Dominic Szoboszlai, according to James Pearce. So we believe Jones will be in midfield and we will have Dominic Szoboszlai at right back. The Liverpool team news has been confirmed and it is, as you see it on your screen there now, Alisson in goal, Szoboszlai right back, Kerkez left back, Kanade and Van Dijk in the centre-back positions. Then we've got Curtis Jones, Ryan Gravenberch and Florian Wirtz in midfield, Gakpo left, Salah right and Ugo Ekitike through the middle. We will take you through the Liverpool bench as well, just to show you the lack of depth that we have there. Joe Gomez, Endo, Bradley. So good news that we have the two defenders back anyway. Not fit enough to start, but at least they're in the squad. Chiesa, Leone, Elliott, Mamardashvili, Robertson and Rio. So not really a whole lot there for the Reds to work with from the bench, which is why it is imperative that we get signings in over the next week. So, ladies and gentlemen, give me your thoughts on the starting 11. Score predictions as well, always welcome. Do drop a like if you can be so kind. And we'll take you through the Newcastle team momentarily. 1 second. Right, so let's have a look at the Newcastle side then. It is Nick Pope, Kieran Trippier, Fabian Schär, Dan Burn, Tino Livramento. That makes up their defence. Bruno Guimaraes, Sandro Tonali and Joe Linton. Then it's Alanga, Gordon and Harvey Barnes in attack for Newcastle. Right. Chad, how are we, sir? Said, I really wish they would just get Gay signed so we can just not have to worry about one position. The last second stuff is a dangerous game. I'm still shocked they think one forward is enough. It isn't. It's an absolute proverbial taking at this point, Chad. I'm going to read you through something that just popped into my inbox just before I went live, which why I was a little bit delayed. I was just trying to get up the grips with a few things. So, it is Indy Kayla, so take it with a massive pinch of salt, but Mark Gay's agent apparently just dropped a bit of a bombshell in that Manchester City have made a move for him. Now, the player still wants Liverpool, but like they say in this piece, are Liverpool going to make that move or continue to sit around doing nothing like we have done for, well, a little while? So, lots to work through tonight. Of course, we're going to be looking at the game. We're going to take you through our thoughts ahead of it. But do let me know where your heads are at with the news that Maka isn't in the squad. So that is 2 league games where we've been missing a player for various reasons. And the lack of depth is once again very, very obvious on our bench. Arna has apparently been trying to say that he'd be okay. We've enough forwards if we didn't bring them in, which is absolute bollocks of the highest order. You know that, I know that, he knows that. But look, let's focus on the game first and then we'll get through the rest of the window. Right, Happy Craigo said, will we ever see a game with Wirtz, Ryan and Maka? It's just unfortunate at this point. I do understand, of course, that a player wants to be with his partner when a baby's due, but, you know, timings and all that kind of things, it's not great that we've had births at the start of the season in 2 midfield positions at this part. And, yeah, look, it's one less option for Arna today from the bench. And if you look at the bench, certainly not exactly screaming loads of options there from, is there? 16-year-old youngster on the bench. That's one option in attack. Let's have a look through it after that, though. We've got Gomez, Endo, Bradley. So defensive options, Leone. But in attack, it's basically Chiesa, Elliott and Rio. So there you can see why I'm concerned about the lack of depth. And if it is Isak or nobody, then they best get Isak sorted out. Matthew said, losing Gay to City would be extremely upsetting. Not finishing our business in this window and getting done what we need to do would be upsetting, regardless of, you know, that instance, which you're right about, by the way. Especially when you know the player wants Liverpool. You just wonder, what are we at? Why have we, again, gone into the last week with so many uncertainties and not enough time if it goes tits up? It's frustrating, but, you know, it is where we're at the minute. Hi, Craig. Who are we thinking Isak is supporting? Well, I'm not sure if you've seen this on social media, Ben, but they're selling Isak is a rat t-shirts outside St James's Park. Says it comes with a free box of matches. I'm not even joking. Also, Isak is a rat hats for sale. So, yeah, Newcastle fans being as classy as they have been throughout this entire process, but sure, we all knew that, didn't we, at this point? I just hope the lads are ready for what's coming their way, because Arne seemed a little bit surprised, maybe, as he got off the coach to that vociferous welcome that they received. I hope he knows what's in store when they go out there on the pitch, because like I said, there's no excuses. You've had 9-10 days to prepare for this. The boys better go out there and put in a performance that shows us that they know what to expect, that they're ready for it, and that they're ready to go out there and prove a point. Chat said, we need to teach our players abstinence during the season. Well, we need to just teach them basic maths, in that if you're going to, try to conceive, try to figure it out. So in the summer months, baby will arrive, not at the start of the season when, we're already short-handed. But it is what it is, not much we can do about it. I understand it entirely as a father that the lads would want to be there, but not great when we're already struggling for bodies. Article cleaning site completed. So happy today. I don't know what that means, Andrew. Article cleaning site completed. Sorry, man. That's gone over my head. Right. Andy said, got to be honest with you, friends. I'm almost afraid to watch tonight, but those are the best wins. It's a big game. There's no denying that, for a couple of reasons. One, we don't want to start dropping off the pace. We know that we have Arsenal coming on Sunday. And by the way, Saka ruled out for 3 to 4 weeks today. So Saka won't be available for Arsenal for that game on Sunday. But yeah, tonight we got to get through. Well, we got to get through this one. Keatster said, why not play Robbo or Costas at right back? I don't know. Now look, I don't mind. I've kind of gotten to terms with the idea of playing Szoboszlai at right back. But I thought we were going to have McAllister in midfield. So I thought we were going to see Szoboszlai at right back, then a midfield of Gravenberch, McAllister and Wirtz. But Jones is in there. Let's hope he puts in one of his better performances. We know what Curtis is capable of if he plays to his best. So tonight, like I said, they should know what they're in for at St. James's Park, and they got to go out there and get the job done. I've heard enough from the Newcastle side during all this, and I'm sure the players have as well. I want to read you through a couple of bits and pieces from the news today, which should kind of give you an indication of where I'm coming from around this one. So let me go right back up here to... Is it this one? No, where are we? Yeah, this from Oliver Kay. So Oliver writes, Liverpool are bemused by the idea that they acted improperly not following up with a second bid for Isak. I've got to be really bluntly honest about all of this. Newcastle are an absolute shambles, and they can't take any responsibility for their own failures. It's been really easy all summer for them to just point at Liverpool and make us out to be the bad guys. But Newcastle made a mess of this situation from day one, and the only card they've had to play is big bad Liverpool the whole way through it. I can't wait to be done with them. I can't wait to be done with this situation. And I can't wait for it to finally dawn on Newcastle fans that they aren't the club that they think they are in their heads. Not yet. Just seen the Isak shirts, said Alex Hardy. Yeah, but you won't see that on Sky. We all got spoken down to by the media for the Trent situation. But, you don't see any of this reporting, do you? No, of course not. But if it was us, it'd be all over the place. So there you go. Classy act there, the Newcastle fans selling Isak is a rat shirts at official outlets outside the stadium. Fucking wonderful, that. And this is the lad they think they're going to integrate back into the squad. The absolute state of it from Newcastle and their fan culture, or lack of culture is probably a better word. Newcastle proving to all of football how small of a team they are and how small-minded their fans are, said Grim Reaper. Yep, like I said, mate, it's been a mess from start to finish. The narrative and the idea about why they haven't sold Isak has changed all the way through the window. It's our fault for signing Ekitike. It's our fault for not bidding over 150 million. It's all our fault. And Newcastle are just saints in all of this. It doesn't matter that they shit the bed, lied to the player, and, can't get any reinforcements. It's our fault, apparently. Right, someone saying, what's the Newcastle lineup? No problem, sir. Let me bring you through that one. So, Newcastle 11 is Nick Pope in goal. Back four of Trippier, Schär, Dan Burn and Tino Livramento. In midfield, Bruno Guimaraes, Sandro Tonali and Joelinton. Up top, Anthony Elanga, then Anthony Gordon, Harvey Barnes. That is the Newcastle 11. Their bench is Lewis Hall, Sven Botman, Malik Thiaw, William Asula, Jacob Murphy, Joe Willock, Aaron Ramsdale, Jacob Ramsey and Lewis Miley. That is the Newcastle bench. Ryan, how are you, sir? Said, I wonder if Eddie Howe will jump ship next summer. He deserves better. In all honesty, like, just even looking at the lack of recruitment from this summer, he deserves better. He's done a very good job up in Newcastle. He's a good coach. Speaks very well when he speaks as well. But yeah, I'm sure he's going to be looking around thinking, have we really pushed on here? Have we built on the success of winning the League Cup in the market? I would say no. But, you know, it's a difficult situation he's in. I get that. Jamie said, would be very surprised now if Isak signs. Seems Newcastle are getting their ducks in a row with local and national media. Look, whatever happens, Jamie, for me, mate, if we end the window without more signings, we have messed up the window. And I've been speaking to quite a few Liverpool fans today on different sides of the FSG spectrum, and nobody's happy with things as they stand. You know, nobody says we haven't done good business. Of course we have. But numerically, it's ridiculous. We have weakened our squad numerically. Individually, starting 11-wise, yeah, you probably made some improvements there, but nowhere near enough. And they have a lot of pressure on their shoulders to get these deals done over the remaining 7 days of the window, especially when Arsenal are out there looking to move again. We need to get going. David Massett, how are you, bro? Lovely to see you as always. McAllister's partner is having a baby, David. I know. I understand it from a human perspective. Of course I do. It could have been better timing, though. You know, especially for such a massive game. Alexis being in the squad would have made a big difference. Carl's going full on Kevin Keegan here. I'd love it if we beat them. I'd love it. I can't say it hasn't entered my mind. I can't also say, Carl, that I haven't watched the Al Pacino speech from Any Given Sunday a few times. I have been watching it a couple of times over the last hour to get ready. Grant said, as a Nebraska resident, I got irrationally excited when I saw your Nebraska hoodie in the videos. Up the Reds. Well, Chad, a fellow Nebraska resident, sent me over a really lovely care package with like hoodies, t-shirts, baseball hats, all for the Huskers. And they're red, they're Adidas, and they're pretty damn nice. So I'm repping, and I'll probably continue to do it right throughout the season because I got a very lovely care package from Chad, and I was super excited to open it. Would you give Rio some minutes tonight? Yeah, definitely. Look, what we have is what we have. And the idea that the manager might not utilise players that we have would be annoying to me. Like, we've already seen this week that we aren't going to sign Barcola or somebody else because we don't want to block the pathway for Rio. Even Malik Fofana's name was mentioned as one that Liverpool won't sign because they don't want to block the pathway. So, fair enough, not blocking the pathway. But I don't want to hear Arne say again, I looked to the bench, seen a 16-year-old kid and didn't feel I could bring him on, because that's just not fair. We as fans were sold a vision, and so far they have not fulfilled their end of the bargain with the signings. They've got off to a good start, and now we're sitting here, and no matter how many times I say this, it doesn't make me less angry. We have signed one forward. One. And we've let four go. One. Whatever way they want to dress that up, this is the lay of the land. We've lost four, we've brought in one. So, squad depth-wise, it's a shit show as things sit. Russ, lovely to see you, bro. Hope you're well. Said, evening all. Hope everybody is well. Nervous, but excited, because it's going to be a belter of a game, dude. Can't wait. Harry said, Craig, what are your in and out predictions? Look, probably the same as yours. Hoping for Isak, hoping for Gay. But as for a prediction, I really don't know, mate. I'd be a liar if I told you I knew how this was going to play out. I really don't. I'm as nervous, as angsty, as frustrated, as hopeful as everybody else. If we end the window with Isak and Gay, I'd say we might be still a little bit short, but it's a far way better. And I would class that as a very good window. But if you don't get Isak in and you don't strengthen the forward line, kiss bye-bye to the Premier League title, in my opinion, because we don't have the squad depth, not across the season, not with injuries, not with losing Salah for 6 games. It just feels too far-fetched. It feels like too much of a leap of faith for us fans to feel like that's realistic. Adam, how are you, my man? Love you, Craig. Thank you, dude. We don't call TAA or doink rats. We didn't call TAA or doke rats. Some did, to be fair. Not doke, but certainly with Trent. Some did. I tried to avoid using that term. I said weaselly a few times, I think, if I'm being honest about it. But certainly would not be selling T-shirts outside the ground, calling them a rat and saying the T-shirt comes with a free box of matches. Like, that's tin pot. And we're supposed to believe these are great fans who get behind their players, the myth, the lie. Eddie Howe on no striker available for Newcastle. It's not where we want to be at this moment in time, entering the new season without a recognised centre forward in that position. Eddie Howe on Isak. Absolutely nothing to update you with, unfortunately. So there we are, still as you were. Now, I think Newcastle's chairman is at the ground tonight. Liverpool's hierarchy should be there as well. So let's wait and see what happens in the hours after the game. Rajat said, "Hey Craig, I'm tired of the Isak drama. All I want is a win today." I get it. I understand it. But like I've said, mate, I think we're all tired of it. But if it ends up getting them, it will have been worth it. If we end up without a forward at this point, let's just say I won't be shy about hiding that displeasure, because we've done it to ourselves. And that's the way I keep thinking about this. We sold off players and we haven't replaced them yet. Now, there is still time to do it, but it feels like the groundwork's been prepared to measure some expectations, and I hope people hold their nerve and hold people to account if we don't get the end of this window that we need, because ultimately, whatever way we dress this up, even the most ardent optimists that I've spoken to feel we are short as we sit here. And I don't see how anybody could say otherwise. Padge, absolutely agree with this sentiment, my friend. Need a calmer Kirkes tonight, Craig. Hopefully, he's currently sat in a Radox bubble bath with a little bit of chamomile and listening to the Carpenters. We definitely do need a little bit more of a measured performance. I agree with you on that one, sir. He was almost too eager to please in the last one. No lack of energy, no lack of fight from Milos, but yeah, he certainly seemed a little bit overly enthusiastic. So yeah, I hope he's ready for tonight, because, it's not going to be friendly. Chris Smith, how are we, my man? Said, "I know this will be unpopular, but even if it was just to upset Man United even more, I'd put in a cheeky bid for Mainu while he's unsettled." Yeah, look, I like Mainu as a player. He's very good. If United lose him, that's a huge loss for them, in my opinion. But I don't know what way their finances are after the 220 million expenditure on forwards, and they're still looking to bring in a goalkeeper from Antwerp or somewhere, I think. So, they've got to figure out their finances and start moving players on. They got rid of Rashford on loan, but, that doesn't give them money in the bank, really, for transfers or for PSR. Will said, "Arsenal brought on a 15-year-old yesterday, no more excuses." They did, but context. They brought on a 15-year-old when the game was won. We do need to give some context to it as well. If he came on at 0-0, be a bit of a bigger statement. But I don't know what amount they were up at that point, but I think the game was won. So it's hard to argue with you, bro. It's hard to argue with the state of the bench. I mean, let's talk through it while we've got your comment up. Joe Gomez, not fit. Endo, squad filler. Bradley, coming back from injury, but still good he's there. Chiesa, again, lacking match fitness, but okay, at least a lad we know who knows how to put the ball in the net. Leone, a young kid brought in, no experience in the league yet. Elliot, probably going to be moving away in a few days. Georgie, backup keeper, Robbo and Rio. So yeah, not great, like you've said, mate. And I can't really push back against that. How could I? The bench is not good enough. It's as simple as that. Then again, people keep telling me they're happy with the window. We did a poll last night and we said if the window ends tomorrow, is it a failure of a window? 40% said no. Genuinely don't understand how that 40% think it hasn't been a failure of a window if we don't bring in anybody else. It has. It will have been rinse and repeat with FSG again. And I don't want to hear we'll wait for Isak, because that's not going to help us in the next 6 months. It's not going to help Ireland have more options when the Champions League starts, 2 games a week starts, when players are heading off on internationals, when we pick up injuries. Max, how are you, sir? Said, I predict a statement from Newcastle this week advising that it's best for all parties that Isak moves on and that they've failed to reintegrate him. So, this talk of reintegration, Max, is a funny one, isn't it? I've seen it quite a bit this week. How do you reintegrate somebody who your fans are selling memorabilia, calling him a rat and saying it comes with a free box of matches? How do you reintegrate somebody who's been verbally abused on his way in and out of training? How do you reintegrate somebody who you've lied to and is angry about the situation? It all just feels like Newcastle's owners think they're proving some mad point that all they're doing is proving their own pettiness and making sure they're unattractive to future potential big stars who may want to go there for a few years. Because, well, is there a way out? Do they stand in your way? 110 million is apparently a pathetic bid. 110 million now is a pathetic fucking bid. It's all nonsense, dude, isn't it? Chad, how are we, Mahara? Said, if we get Isak, at least that gives us the option to pick up a winger in January, but absolutely fail if we go to the window, we end the window without. It is, mate. Now look, there's still time, but it definitely doesn't feel like there are multiple options now. And the reason I say that is, let me just read through some of the news from today. So we've a bit of hope in the Mark Gay department, because Crystal Palace are looking at a French centre-back from Toulouse called JD Canvot, who they're apparently looking at about 20 million quid for. Villa also looking at him, but it still doesn't figure out why we haven't moved for Mark Gay yet. That one is really confusing. Still no talk on Canade's situation either. Arsenal look like they're moving for Piero Hincapié. So initially in the day, Romano had said, exclusive, Spurs approached Bayer Leverkusen for Piero Hincapié with new proposal. Loan deal with obligation to buy. Same value as the release clause to be paid in 2026. But very quickly, David Ornstein said, exclusive, Arsenal working to sign Piero Hincapié. So Arsenal once again out there into the market. Eze done. Zubamendi done. Hincapié may be done. Norgard brought in, and I can't remember what other business they've done. Oh, Madueke. So, we had a great start to the window and have sat on our hands apart from Leone throughout the whole middle part and towards the end of it. Lee Ryder said Newcastle are braced for a bid from Liverpool before it closes. The Reds need to submit an offer of around 150 million. Then we had Newcastle remain in talks for Strand Larsen, but he would not be an Isak replacement. Next up, we had a situation where Liverpool are bemused by the idea that they've acted improperly with follow-up by not following up for a second bid for Isak. There remains a chance of Liverpool signing Isak in the next 7 days if they agree to meet the £150 million asking price. Sashi Tavolieri believes Liverpool will look at Rodrigo, but that is in contrast with another report today that said Rodrigo isn't an option. I think it was Dominic King, if I'm not mistaken. Matt Law of The Telegraph said insiders believe Liverpool could still move for a forward even if Isak stays. But who? So look, lots moving in the next few days. Like I've said, it's going to be a crazy week in football, right across the board. But tonight, we need to focus on the game and make sure we leave St James's Park with a win. I think a lot of us are waiting to release some pent-up frustration. So we'll know in the first 10 to 15 minutes what type of Liverpool we're getting tonight, but it best not be a passive one. I better not see Canade and Virgil van Dijk not stepping up and challenging and backing off and backing off and backing off. We need to make their home unsavoury for them. We need to go there, get ahead, shut the crowd up, and try to control the game. Jason, well done, mate. That is certainly a huge achievement to climb Karen Tuchel. Well done, sir. Shane, how are we, bro? Said, hey, Craig, look like we're going to get a keeper and hopefully we can get the midfield, so we badly also need. Disappointing yesterday, but a point away at Fulham isn't the worst result in the world. So, I think, again, context of the performance and the result yesterday, Shane, you were still firing blanks up top with 220 million quid's worth of signings. You got lucky with the referee, let's be honest about it. The first penalty awarded could have easily been a free out as well. And I'm trying to be, you know me, Shane, I always tell you my honest opinion. So that one went your way. Then another one later on where clearly Lenny Yarrow pushed into the back of Callum Bassey, but VAR didn't see it, or there wasn't enough action, is absolute nonsense as well. And I watched the game, and outside of Fernandes again, you didn't look to create all that much. Cunha had a decent chance, forced a very good save with a beautiful bit of control as well from Bayandier's long ball. But still a lot to work on this season, and whatever way you dress it up, it's 1 point from 6. So it's not a great start. How many more players do you want? In an ideal world, 3. 1 centre forward, 1 multifunctional forward, and a centre back. That's what would make me feel like we're as close to being complete as we can. Now, others may throw a DM into the mix in the conversation. I get that as well. But, this is where we're at the minute. And thankfully, we still have time to sort it. But let's wait and see. So, I love Thierry Henry's opinion on this, by the way. You know, when he's not a cheating handballing gate robbing Ireland of a place in the World Cup, he does talk a little bit of sense. And Thierry Henry has called out the hypocrisy around the Isak saga. He said, people are upset because Isak is good. When a player is playing bad and the club wants them out, I don't see anybody crying about it. He's right. He's right. Absolutely. There's a few more hypocrisies I could jump on to call out as well, but he ain't wrong there, is he? Craig Bone said we absolutely need 3 more players, and that is an absolute minimum. I'm worried there'll be no more. Ekatike already getting booed, said Mark. Yeah, it's hardly Ekatike's fault that Newcastle couldn't get a deal over the line, is it? Again, this is the same shit seems to be happening, Mark, all the time from Newcastle. It's a massive sense of a lack of self-awareness from their fans, their club, around a lot of this. You know, they're trying to rewrite history a lot of the time about what went down over the last couple of months. You know, we did ourselves out of it by signing a TK. Well, should have sold the CSAC then, shouldn't you? The whole thing just, I can't wait till it's all over. Honestly, I can't. This game tonight, to me, is huge. If I sat here and told you this is just another game, I'd be a liar. For me, this is about proving a point. This is about pride. This is about showing why we are the champions and why they still have a lot of work to do. So, the crowd, yeah, they can have an impact on the match, but they can't play the fucking game. And our boys best be ready for what they're walking into tonight. They really, really need to make sure their heads are focused and screwed on, and they're ready to go out there and fight, because it is going to be a fight. Matthew said Rodrigo, Gay, and a DM is perfect. Isak, Gay, and a DM would be perfect for me, mate. But again, I wouldn't be displeased with yours either. If it ended up that way, dude, I'd call that a fine window. Linford McConney said, evening, Craig. Bench looking thin. It is. It is. Whatever way you dress it up, mate, you know. And what are we really missing there? Maka. You know, so it's not like we have 6 or 7 players out. So let's look at the bench again one more time, sure. We might as well keep looking back over it. Gomez, Bradley, Endo, Chiesa, Leone, Elliott, Georgie, Robbo, Rio. and we might lose Elliott before the end of the window. Where is the depth? There is absolutely none. But some people will tell us we're being greedy. Some people will tell us the usual narrative that's been the narrative all the way through FSG's ownership. But ultimately, I've said this throughout the whole window, this summer is going to make or break what many Liverpool fans believe about FSG. I have given them the benefit of the doubt all summer. I promise you wouldn't be hearing me talking about them while they're doing the good business. But they have left themselves with work to do. We intentionally agreed to the sale of Darwin, of Diaz, of Doak, and of other players, and we haven't filled those squad places. No amount of PR, waffle, bullshit, or narratives is going to change facts. They're quite stubborn things, facts. They don't change. And if we don't have squad depth, no amount of nonsense, waffle, bullshit, lies, managerial doublespeak, or anything else is going to change the sway and the way Liverpool fans feel. Arne said he wanted 6 forwards. His words, not mine, not yours. Now we've got 4 and a kid. But now we're supposed to believe he's happy? Bullshit. Nonsense. He's not happy. Why would he be? Last year he told the club he wanted 6 and that's why Chiesa had to stay. Now we've 4 and a kid and we're supposed to believe he's happy? Kieran Moran said, sorry, Kieran, let me bring this up on screen for you. Mo going to AFCON needs some more players. So look, I would always say I wouldn't sign a player just for that reason, right? I'm trying to be fair. I wouldn't sign a player just because of the AFCON. But you are right, dude. We have to keep an eye on it, you know, because when Mo does go, it's 6 Premier League games, I think, at that point. And we do have options in Frimpong or whatever, but let's say Bradley was injured at that point. So what we're having to play Gomez at right back, maybe to push Frimpong forward. It's all just square pegs, round holes. It's not the most outstanding players in each position, which is what was the aim of this window. Noah, James, how are we? Said Craig was away in Zambia for 3 weeks and I missed tuning in. Looking forward to tonight and us winning. Thanks for everything up the Reds. I hope you had a wonderful trip. I'm sure you did, mate. Zambia sounds awesome. Lovely to have you back in as well, Noah. Thank you. And I hope we do get the win tonight, dude. I really do. Because that'll make me feel a lot better about life. I'm not going to lie. Leaving St. James's Park with 3 points would make me feel an awful lot better going into the weekend as well in that game against Arsenal. Imagine if we lose tonight, right? The narrative all week is pressure on. Pressure on the squad, pressure on the manager, pressure on us, pressure on the start of the season to defend the title. So let's hope we get the result we want. So Ian Doyle saying, Alexis McAllister not there this evening as he has a minor fitness issue. And yet, you know, we're supposed to believe we've enough squad depth. I don't know. Yeah. This is the best comment in a while. They're quite stubborn things, facts. They don't change. And you're right, sir. Right you are. Exactly. There's narratives and there's PR bullshit. And of course Arne Slot is going to come out and say he's happy. But what about 2 weeks ago when he said we needed another forward? What about when our captain said we needed another forward? You know, people are quite happy to parrot clubs' narratives without challenging them. It's all bullshit. It is. You know, we're at a net spend of about 94 million now, which is okay. But if Elliott goes, that's a net spend of about 50. Maybe 44 if we don't put the buyback in and it's 50 million quid. That's back to the olden FSG days, which, you know, isn't enough. And, you know, people might say that they're trying for Isak, blah, blah, blah. I get that. But at what point do you have to pivot? And I don't want to hear that we don't move for plan B. Fuck right off with that nonsense. Because waiting and writing off half seasons aren't things fans want to hear. I don't want to hear that we may get Isak in January. What if we don't? And what are we supposed to do in the 6 months between now and then when Arne has no options? You know, just live in reality. And this isn't a dig at anybody in the chat, by the way. It's just getting frustrating at this point. You know, this was supposed to be the window that prepared us for the assault on every competition. And so far, We've had a great start, sold a shitload of players, brought in 220 odd million quid, and we still have a bench that looks like that. Stargirl said, "Hi Craig, hope you're well. What's really annoying is many of us clapped Newcastle when they won the cup. The fans seem to forget about that." So, from our perspective as a channel, the first thing I asked Connor to do when we were beaten by Newcastle, deservedly beaten by Newcastle, was message Brian through Geordie and Michael, the Irish guy, and say congratulations to them both. If we were to lose to anybody, at least it was a good club with good fans. And I'd be a liar if I said my opinion of some Newcastle fans. I'd never paint a whole fan base with one brush, but I have come in for absolute pelters from some of them for just having an opinion. And it's definitely taken away some of my admiration for some of the Newcastle fan base. Stargirls also said, looking at the bench, if we don't get any new players, I don't think we can sell Elliott. He can play in midfield and be a forward. So whatever else happens, right, we're into the coping part now. You know, we can sell Elliott, he's an option. But he's an option we already know the manager doesn't think is good enough. That was clear all last season. And nothing's going to change that now. All this is media, certain fans, and certainly some of the briefings are just trying to get into the coping territory now. Rewriting of history. It's just really frustrating. But look, like I said, there is time. So I'm absolutely open to that. But at what point do you say, shit, clock's ticking? You know, it's Monday now. All last week we were talking about today and tomorrow. But in that time, Mark Gay's still sitting there playing games for Palace. Now Man City are interested in him. You know, it feels like rinse, repeat from other windows at this point. Huge promises, but, you know, remember, 2 weeks ago, we were all sitting here talking about a Dave O.C. Cop post that said Liverpool not only want Isak, but want the 60, 70 million pound forward on top of that. Now, all of a sudden, it's Isak or nobody? The whole thing is just frustrating. It started off well, died off, said the bearded angler. What's the point of spending big, Craig, really, if it's not giving us squad depth? Exactly. I agree. You're preaching to the choir. The selling off of the Tyler Mortons, the Darwins, the Diaz, the Ben Dokes, that's supposed to give up money and wage space to go and reinvest to build it out. So there is no real investment here from what I'm seeing so far, outside of 94 million quid so far. That's not a huge window. Others have outspent us again. It just needs to get sorted out by the time the window shuts. It really, really does. Corbyn said, feels like this generational window's fading away. Well, as I said, we still have time. So let's be at least hopeful, right? Let's not throw the towel in yet. We still have time. Tonight, though, the game's important. The win is important. Shutting them up and putting them in their place is important. And I hope we can do that out there on the pitch. Brian said, evening, Craig. Our squad depth worries me, mate. Unfortunately, sir, I agree. I wish I didn't have to, but I don't think there's many people in the chat. You know, I can't speak for everyone, but I don't think there's many in the chat that feel our squad's deep enough at this point. Thierry Henry just called Arne Slot boss on Sky. Well, to be fair, they need attacking depth, yeah. No, he's not wrong. Be great if we could have brought Thierry on, you know, at some point when he wasn't handballing robbing Ireland of World Cup spots. Never going to let that one go. Great player, would have loved him at Liverpool, but, you know, I'll always have resentment for that. Right, ladies and gentlemen, a couple of bits and pieces. So, if you haven't signed up to our WhatsApp, it is where we put in the player ratings link now. So if you'd like to submit your player ratings to be included and averaged out in our player ratings video, which I'll compare and contrast with mine, make sure that you scan that QR code and join the Anfield Agenda WhatsApp, completely free to do, of course, and we will keep you up to date in the remainder of the window in there as well. Patrick said, anybody else having nightmares about next weekend when we might have Arteta at Anfield? Got to give him a guard of honour for coming to Anfield. We don't have to give him a guard of honour for anything. No second place guard of honours. I'm worried about that game in general because it's a tough game. But they've no Saka, so that's definitely a positive for us, although, you never want to hear of a player injured. But let's get through tonight first and see how we get on in this game. Now, if I can, we have this really proud record of getting to 1,000 likes before the games kick off. We've got half an hour to go. If you can, please do hit that like button for me. Right, let's dip back into the chat. Usual window for us, owners who hardly spend after sales, spend big early to fool us all, said James Brennan. Alex Alvarado said, how are you doing, Craig? Haven't been in for a couple of weeks. Had an absolute blast at Base Canyon in Washington State. I recommend this music festival to a lot of you guys. Nice. I think getting a bit old in the tooth for music festivals myself, Alex, but my daughter's off to Electric Picnic this weekend here in Ireland. Darian said, love you, Craig, up the Reds. Thank you, mate. Appreciate that. Jamie Hall said, Craig, did you see Matt Law saying insiders are saying they have other targets? Yes, I'll read it out to you exactly as it's written, my friend. 1 second. So, insiders believe Liverpool could still move for a forward even if Isak stays put. I hope that's the case. I do. I've said this all the way through the window. I'm not ride or die with Isak. I never have been. I love the idea of him signing, don't get me wrong, and I very much hope we do. But like I said earlier on, he's the icing on the top of the cake, but if we need to get a different type of icing, no problem. I'm not going to lose a minute's sleep if we were to get, let's say, a Rodrigo or somebody in. I'd like it to be Isak, but let's wait and see. David, what are you watching the game on? Sky Sports, mate, Sky Sports. Colin Blackshaw said, owners are showing their true colours as the window goes on. Look, I still really want to give the benefit of the doubt. You might not believe me saying that, but I really do. I want us all to be streaming at some point this week, talking about 2 mega deals coming over the line and things looking a bit rosier when we can all start to be more optimistic and celebrate and look ahead to the Arsenal game. I want that for all of us this week. I really, really do. Where am I at? This one. I would prefer Collins over Gay, and Isak has to be done quickly. I'd love the idea of Nathan Collins. As an Irishman as well, I would. I just think that him being made captain at Brentford, the fact that Brentford have been fleeced of a lot of players, the fact that he has 4 years on his deal and Brentford have an option to extend by 2 more, I just think it makes it a very, very difficult deal to do, especially this late. But I do like him as a player. I've said that a few times as well. Stargirl. So talking about Henry, my dad used to say, as much as he liked Houllier at the time, always thought we got the wrong French manager. He was a fan of Wenger. Look, I love Gerard Houllier. I do. Still to this day, I do. I have a lot of time for Gerard Houllier. Look, Arsene Wenger was a brilliant manager and, really modernised the Premier League and the way fitness was thought about and nutrition and lots of other things. So, give him his fair dues on that one as well. But yeah, I would have loved Thierry Henry at Liverpool. Where are we at? Chris, how are you, sir? Said, should have done it the Manx way. Wait to sell. We'd have been fine with Diaz, Núñez, Doak, waiting to be sold on deadline day if we had what we needed. So the real one for me, Chris, that if there was any doubt about what we could bring in, keep Diaz, right? Darwin, time to sell. That was right. Diogo, unfortunately, just a tragedy that nobody could have planned for. But the Diaz one for me, I assumed we had something big ready with that money. I was okay with the idea of selling him. Like I said, I understand maybe there was a difference in what Liverpool were viewing with him wage-wise and what they wanted to do moving forward. But it feels like Rio Wengamoa's name is just being used now to justify a lack of spending again. And that's not good enough. But, like I said, still time in the window. Just about. Philly Reds, how are we? All the way over in Philly. I hope you're well. Said, hope you're well, Craig. Think Trent's experience at Real will change Canade's mood about leaving if we're so good at the back, or do we need Gay? If so, we are good at the back, or do we need Gay? For me, happy with either one, but the caveat I've always said personally was I need to know where Canade's future lies. So if we don't sign Mark Gay and Ibrahim Kanade signs a new deal, I think that'll be okay. It'll depend on how much we utilise Leone, how fit Joe Gomez stays, but I could understand it. But if we don't know what's happening with his contract soon, surely you've got to sign Mark Gay. Because, like, you can't expect fans to believe that we're still negotiating and that each side doesn't have a fair idea of what the maximum offer is going to be. So if Liverpool have, I'm just throwing random numbers out there now. If Liverpool are at 150 a week for Canade, if he wants 200 grand a week, and again, I'm not trying to say they're the numbers being spoken about, I'm just using an example. Liverpool will know very quickly if they're going to get to this number, and Canade will know whether he's going to come down to their number. So at what point do we say we're just procrastinating? Because that's what it feels like. Gay is there waiting. And I don't want to hear about us waiting to save 5 million quid. Get it done. If you're serious about us wanting to win, get it done. Get Canade's future sorted out. We need to show some strength here. Booty the Bear. Thank you, bro. Right, let's keep going. I hope Wirtz shines. So do I. Yeah, I was nervy about him coming into this game. You know, I'd be a liar if I said I wasn't. I was definitely nervy because first game you could see the quality he possesses, but game was very quick, and I can't imagine this game's going to be any slower tonight. So hopefully he's up to speed now. So Donna, the line that's been put out is not about Macca's wife having a baby. The line's been put out that it's a fitness injury or fitness concern. You know, that's the line that's been put out there tonight. Connor sent it to me a few minutes ago. Craig, I wonder if Gay hold up is more Palace than Liverpool. But we haven't put in an offer yet. So it's hard to really judge which one it is. Now, of course, I do get that they need a replacement. But Parish can't have it every which way. He can't have a player that he admits he has to publicly sell, can't let leave for free, and then start holding an interested clubs up while they look for replacements. He's known this all summer. Palace have known this all summer. So at what point do Liverpool go, well, here's the offer, let's get the ball moving? Hopefully soon. Matt Camden said, first time I've been nervous is Macca being out. It'll be great having Ryan back tonight. Really looking forward to seeing him back in the starting 11. You know, looking at the starting 11, it's a good team. I don't think I've any real overly concerning points that I need to get out about the team. Alisson, Szoboszlai is going to be interesting. We know he has the engine. We know he has the ball striking ability to drift infield and spray around passes. Kirkes, hopefully he's a little bit more measured. The centre-backs need to be more aggressive and need to certainly not drop off as much when people are running at them. In midfield, like I said, Gravenberch-Inn's going to be a big help, especially to the defence. Jones, hopefully we get the good Curtis Jones tonight. Wirtz, well, we know what he's about if he can get up to the speed of the Premier League and, you know, the quality's clear. And then the front three, really happy. Salah, Gakpo, Ekitike, no complaints from me in that regard. It's the strongest we can put out. Stargirl, 17 months as well as a member, my friend. Thank you. Hoping for a 4-0 win. Oh, God, that's very optimistic, I have to say. A 4-0 win. Wow. I mean, I'll be smug as a mofo if we win 4-0. I mean, I'll take any win at this point. I just want us leaving there with a win. Also, let's see how Simon Hooper gets on tonight, because we know he's had a mare refereeing Liverpool games before. Big occasion tonight. Febrile atmosphere at St James's Park. Referee needs to be strong early doors, and referee needs to not be given in to Newcastle players falling on the ground. If there's one thing we've seen from the start of the Premier League campaign so far, it's that referees are letting a lot more contact go. So consistency is going to be key here tonight, and let's see if the referee shows it. Will said, "Hi Craig, I did a 15,000 foot skydive for my 40th this morning. No joke. And I'm more nervous about this game." That's brilliant. I've always wanted to do a skydive. I'm too fat now, unfortunately, Will, but that's class, man. I hope you enjoyed it. Well, you're still here, which is a good thing. You made it back to us safe. But happy birthday, my man. No, you're wrong. It's not Jones at right back. It's Dom. James Pearce put out a post to say Dominic Szoboszlai is playing at right back. So, again, I know a lot of people were told it was Jones, but James Pearce put out a post to say that it is Curtis Jones that's playing at right back. Or, excuse me, Dominic Szoboszlai at right back. So, we haven't gotten it wrong. Hooper is a clown. I wouldn't expect anything from him tonight. Well, we're aware of that, mate. We've seen his wonderful performance in Spurs gaff. Purchases have been good, but so many outgoings are an adequate replacement. Squad is strengthening. Yeah, it's right. Look, as I sit here as a Liverpool fan, and I just try hard. I actually have a question for you. I just try hard. Not about the Jones thing. That's absolutely fine, bud. I'd seen something from you, though, before the stream started saying, Craig, this is unacceptable. I'm not sure what that was about. So if you could let me know so I could maybe respond to you, that would be great. But I'm not sure what it was, whether it was the window, whether it was me being a minute late. I don't know what you were upset about. Right, let's get back to the comments. So, PC Drat, how are we, dude? He said 3-1 Liverpool. I'd take that, mate. I'd take that. Barrel Bad Eye said, I hope we batter them 4-0. Vert's hat-trick. I mean, I'd take that. Stargirl said 4-0 as well. I'd take any win, to be honest with you. Scoring the first goal would be lovely as well tonight. That would settle me down well. Hey, Craig, would you take a draw today? I don't know. I was flirting all week with a 2-1 win or a 2-2 draw when I was doing my prediction. I'm not going to lie though, dude. I'm really, really wound up by that lot. So I'd like us to win, to shut them up and put them in their place. I really, really would. So I'm going to hope for the win. Oh, it was a joke, 2 minutes late. Oh, good. I just wondered, something else happened. And I'd missed it or something. So yeah, no, all good, man, all good. I'm always a little bit late, especially on a match day, because we have to wait for the team to drop. Then we've got to confirm it on our back end system to make sure Connor has it right. So yeah, I always try to be a minute or two late, but all good. I was just worried something was wrong. Vert scores tonight, said Craig Bone. Yeah, so I was sticking my usual couple of bets on before the game, and what was it I went for? Let me have a look. I'll tell you what. I know it was Gakpo and Verts anyway that were involved in it. 1 second. What did I do? So, Ekatike to score or assist, I went for at 11-10. And then Florian Wirtz to score was 11-4. So, I had a little few quid on that as well. David Jones, how are we, bro? Always lovely to see you, sir. Hope you're well. 39 months with us as well, David. Thank you, sir. Hey, Craig, I hope for a 2-0 win. I'd be more than happy with that, David, because that would be, a clean sheet and a win. I will sign me up for that, mate. That'll do the finest. Right, where are we at? I hope Slot doesn't sub off Hugo this time. Last two games, you've looked terrible after he went off. I get your concern, right? Yeah, I do. And looking at the bench as well, you would almost feel if he did sub him off, it'd be for Federico. Um, but yeah, I agree with you. I thought he looked brilliant, and I understand as well Arna saying maybe he didn't have a full pre-season and whatever, but we could do with his qualities, his battling qualities out there. So as long as we can keep him on the pitch, the better tonight. I really was very impressed with Ugo Ekitike in that first game. I thought he covered a load of ground. I thought he pressed really well from the front. Yeah, just a lot of good attributes and a lot of things to be excited about, as well as, of course, with his goal. Ryan Pepper, how are we, my man? Said, I really want to see Wirtz step up in this game. Yeah, I'm right with you. Be lovely, because some of the narrative around the Wirtz Cherky stuff really wound me up, Ryan. Trying to say, like, Cherky was a better player. No, he isn't. Not even close to it. But like yourself, I want Wirtz to start to show the world exactly what type of player he is and why we brought him in, because there's no denying this lad is quality. Imagine another Lake Chiesa winner would be so epic. It'd be delicious, Mastad. It would. It would be delicious. That or a late Virgil van Dijk towering header would be great as well. Right, what's this? Let me read it out before I read it out to you. So, Craig Hope has said, exclusive, Newcastle co-owner Jamie Rubin and a delegation from the PIF have met with Isak at his home today. The club want Isak to stay and be reintegrated into the squad. That could mean a new contract if the striker agrees. Shall I... Let me bullshit that for you. So here's how I read this situation. Newcastle's owners have made one last-ditch, desperate, very fucking public attempt to keep Isak, so as when they sell him to Liverpool, they can say, we tried everything. We flew over. We even went to his home. We offered him a new contract. Is that the same new contract you offered him a year ago? Yeah, but this time we're real serious about it. Don't buy it. I don't. Just like when I'm walking down the veg aisle in the supermarket and the broccoli's there, I ain't buying it. I don't know. I don't think it's been announced, Danny. Unless I've missed it. And we had this conversation the other day, Danny. I really don't know who the vice captain is yet. I don't know if it was ever announced. I've seen lots of people guessing, but I've not seen a confirmation of it yet anyway. That tells me he's coming now. That's how I feel. How do you guys feel after that statement or that Craig Hope exclusive? That they met with him at his house. They promised him a new contract if he stays. They want to reintegrate him in. I hardly expected them to say anything else. They hardly went round to his gaff and said, here, we got you this t-shirt that said Isak is a rat. Here's the free box of matches that comes with it. So, to me, I read that as Newcastle have made one last public attempt to win him back around so as they can tell their fan base, hey, we tried everything. That's the way I read that situation, but maybe I'm deluded. Didn't he move out of his house? Well, I think it was one of their former players. He was renting the house off. Maybe it was Kieran Clark or somebody. I can't remember exactly who it was, but it was some former player he was renting the house off and moved out of it. So I don't know after that. Hammer said, I thought the same. Yeah, to me, it's been a very busy, chirpy day on the Newcastle side. There's been loads of briefings, loads of waffle from journalists up and around that neck of the woods. PR mode is in full swing, but I ain't buying it. Club owners going to a player's house is a bit desperate now. It is. But, like I said, got to publicly look like they've done everything. Got to make the big play, you know. Not a word about maybe why Newcastle fan shops are selling Isak is a rat hats and t-shirts. Way to reintegrate, bitches. Well done. That'll win them round, won't it? You know, going into the stadium and seeing Isak is a rat proudly displayed on t-shirts for sale. Yeah, that screams reintegration to me. The legend said, how can I get compo? Bruno's penalty hit me in the head. No compo. No compo. And here's why. I told you that NASA reached out to me and told me when it would be re-entering the Earth atmosphere. So you were warned, mate. You know, you were warned. So no compo. You're just going to have to take another chin or wherever it hits you. Ahmed said, I believe Isak stays at Newcastle and we lose today 3-1. Well, you're fucking full of the joys of spring, dude, aren't you? Let's wait and see. You know, you go for the double negative there. You could have at least given us the win today, mate. Come on. Tom said 3-1 win. Hate to bother you. Can you send the shout out to my wife, Lynn? Her favourite player is Mo. Of course I can, Lynn. How are you? Good favourite player to have. Mo is absolutely top notch. And yeah, appreciate both of your support, Tom and Lynn. Thank you so much. And you're never bothering me, dude. Appreciate you, my man. Thank you for being with us. Right, folks, if you can, hit that subscribe button for me. We are on the chase now to 350k. Hopefully we can get there, well, as soon as possible. Your support really does mean a lot to us. Today, we're going to take you through the game as always. We're going to have our full match reaction, player ratings video, everything you would expect on a match day. Tomorrow, myself, Chris and Steve are sitting down to record episode number 3 of the Anfield Agenda podcast. That'll be out 11 p.m. tomorrow night for members and 11 a.m. the day after. For non-members and everybody else, it'll be on Spotify as well. Eddie said, I don't think we sign anybody else. Well, get ready for the WTMJ question mark thumbnails, hoodies, t-shirts and spouting from me if it doesn't happen, Eddie, because where we are right now isn't good enough. The signings we've made are brilliant, but in its entirety, we need more in this window for it to be a success. Right, we have 9 minutes to go till kick-off at St. James's Park. 9 minutes to go. Brian has just gifted 50 memberships. Brian, thank you, sir. Congratulations to everyone that's got one of them. Appreciate you as always, Brian. And yeah, enjoy. Anyone who's got a membership. Dean said, I want to see Leone get some game time today. Guy is huge. Oh, he's a beast, isn't he? Seen some of the training images, mate. Hard to think that young man's only 18. He is an absolute specimen of a fella. So, Eddie, Maka is unavailable. Now, there's two narratives around it. One said that his partner, or his missus, excuse me, I got a hiccup, is having a baby. And another one said it's a fitness concern. But either way, sir, he isn't in the squad. That's all that we know. Oh yeah, so Roma as well in the mix for Costas, as we've known for a while. There's a couple of interested parties, Marseille, Roma, so keep an eye on that one. Oh, look at this bollocks. Nothing is achieved alone. We are a city, a whole population. Yeah, that's it, lads. Well done. Fucking great. Brilliant. Everybody should go there and learn the Isak is a rat sellers of the shirts and hats. We are Newcastle United. Yeah, well done, boys. That's brilliant. Well done. They are, just in case anybody, if you didn't know, they are Newcastle United. Just in case that's breaking news to you. Thank God they came up with that banner. Woo! Gary, thank you, bro. Appreciate that. Hope you have a good week as well, sir. Thank you very much, Gary Fry. Craig, just popping in to wish you and the team a good week. You'll never walk alone. Thank you, sir. I hope you have a good week. Hope we all have a good night, most importantly, Gary. It's a big one, this. 7 minutes to go. Just Henry, 4-2 Liverpool win. Repeat of last week. Look, I hope we score first, just Henry, because I think it will play an important role in this match. We'll know in the first 5-10 minutes what Liverpool are showing up today. We cannot be passive. We cannot look like a rabbit in the headlights. And there's no excuse. Arna's had 10 days, 10 uninterrupted days to prepare for this game. So the players should have the tactics inside out. Set pieces should be figured out. They should have every idea what to expect mentally. So I'm expecting the lads to go out there and put in a good performance. Here he is. Oh, when the Reds go marching in. Oh, when the Reds go marching in. I want to be in that number. Oh, when the Reds go marching in. Right. The boys are in the tunnel, ready to step out into what I'm sure will be a lovely, polite standing ovation for the Liverpool players as they walk out. Right, ladies and gentlemen, are we ready? We're almost there. 5 minutes to go. Let's run through the teams one more time, just in case you haven't seen them. We will start off with the home team. Newcastle line up like this. Nick Pope in goal. A back four of Kieran Trippier, Fabian Schär, Dan Burn and Tino Livramento. In midfield, Bruno Guimaraes, Sandro Tonali and Joe Linton. Up top, Anthony Elanga, Anthony Gordon and Harvey Barnes. For Liverpool, Alisson Becker in goal. Right back, Dominic Szoboszlai. Centre back pairing of Ibrahim Konate and Virgil van Dijk. Left back, Milos Kerkez. In midfield, Ryan Gravenberch, Florian Wirtz and Curtis Jones. Up top, Mohamed Salah on the right, Cody Gakpo on the left, and Ugo Ekitike through the middle. Both benches look like this. Newcastle, Hall, Botman, Theo, Osula, Murphy, Willock, Ramsdale, Ramsey and Miley. For Liverpool, Gomez, Endo, Bradley, Chiesa, Leone, Elliott, Mamardashvili, Robbo and Rio Ngamoa. So that is where we're at team-wise. Both sides now walking out at St. James's Park. Newcastle obviously won the last meeting between the two sides, the League Cup at the end of last season. Deserving victors on the day as well. But today, different day, different moment. Let's hope we can get the result. Deep breaths, deep breaths. Let's go, boys. Come on. Right, almost ready for the handshakes before the game. Simon Hooper better not shit the bed today. Right, how we feeling out there, folks? Nervy? Excited? Let me know. Newcastle's first home game of the season, of course. Liverpool, we had ours last week, 4-2 Bournemouth. So let's hope Newcastle will get off to a winning start at home. We obviously want to dent those ambitions. Time to show our class, said Steve. Ben Barrett said excited. Squeaky bum time for James LFC 86. Yeah, I've got a touch of the nerves as well, dude. I won't lie, I'm very nervous, but let's hope we can get stuck in from the start. Barry, thank you for gifting 50 memberships as well, Barry. Really do appreciate that, sir. Barry and Brian, that's 100 gifted memberships in the chat. Absolute legends. And we've got John Thompson. Welcome to Anfield Agenda FC as well, John. Thank you. If you haven't, do hit that subscribe button for us, folks. Come on. Come on. Got to get a result today. Got to get the result. Ben said, I need this game. Been an awful week in Ben's world. Well, I hope it gets better for you, Ben. It's been a real long time between the Bournemouth game and this. Obviously kicking off on the Friday night, getting the Premier League back underway and then having to wait till the Monday the following week. But we've got Newcastle. Now we've got Arsenal on Sunday. Where's Chad's comment? This one. Oh man, I'm nervous. St. James's Park is always impressive and intimidating. Yeah, it's always loud. They always make it difficult. It's a good place if you're a home player, definitely, Chad. You know, that's enough niceties towards the Newcastle fans, though, mate. We've given them enough niceties. Now it's war. We're looking great in that red kit again. Great to have Ryan Gravenberch back in. Hopefully he makes a difference in the midfield today, and of course defensively as well. Verge has the boys ready to go in the huddle. A couple of last minute instructions and words of wisdom from the captain. Right, let's go. Right, ladies and gentlemen, sit back, try to relax, and I'll take you through the game as best as I can. Looks like we'll be kicking off anyway. Obviously Liverpool in our red strip, Newcastle black and white. Stadium absolutely packed to the rafters. Fingers crossed. Right, we're underway. Jones goes back to Virgil, who launches the ball long, doing the decent thing, of course, upfield. Ball bounces over. Virgil steps forward, plays it back into the Newcastle half, but that'll go all the way through to Nick Pope. Got a free membership. Figured I'd give you some money. Thank you. You're really kind, mate. Watching the game in Amsterdam. Enjoy, Ifty. Enjoy. Right. Haven't been to Amsterdam since I was 13, believe it or not. Right, Newcastle on the attack now, right-hand side. Ball ricochets back to a Liverpool player. Kirkes rolls it out. Gakpo takes a heavy touch, plays it off the Newcastle player, who wins it and keeps it in. Tonali now with it right side. Ball down the line. Comes in, off Virgil van Dijk. Anthony Elanga's attempted cross. Corner Newcastle on the far side. I'll sync up now. We are at 1 minute and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Right corner, right side. Again, Liverpool zonally marking. Newcastle players on the edge of the box. They make a late burst in. Ball headed away by Kirkes at the near post. Come on, boys. Second ball. Well in, Milos. Handball referee now. That's a high foot. High foot from Joelinton straight away. Let's have a look here. Yeah, I mean, Gakpo came in from his right side, to be fair. It is a free kick. Right, we're back on the way. Liverpool go out to Salah right-hand side. He can't quite keep it in, though, and the ball goes out for Newcastle throw-in. Oh, yeah, Sky, that's it. Freeze the camera, showing us ref cam that nobody wants to see. Any chance we could just see the normal camera, please, Sky? Fuck's sake. State of it. Did that happen for everybody else as well? They just switched the ref cam randomly for a second. Canade. Back to Alisson. Pressure comes on him from Gordon, but Alisson goes out right again, looking for Salah. Again, it's overhit, and it goes out for a Newcastle throw-in. Newcastle with Dan Burn launch it long upfield. Again, trying to get in behind that Liverpool defence. Virgil's there. Flicks it out to Jones. His touch is too heavy. Newcastle win it back. Virgil. Salah. He flicks it on. Looking for Wirtz, but again, he's crowded out by Newcastle players. Come on, boys. Tonali. Newcastle work at infield. Tino Livramento. Schär. He pings one out right side, looking for Trippier. It's a little bit too far. Can't control it. Liverpool throw in. Newcastle fans showing that they've learned how to clap over the summer. Well done, lads. Big achievement. Right, throw in. Kirk has to take it. Launches it long upfield. Trippier heads it down. Again, Jones heads it away. Come on, boys. Wirtz. Ball into the channel looking for Gakpo. Newcastle defender comes across. Referee brings it back though. Another foul on a Liverpool player. Wirtz this time is fouled. Yeah. Foot up, straight in from that donkey. Oh yeah, more shithousery from Trippier the donkey. Hooper shown straight away. He hasn't got the bottle to referee this game with any type of courage. Newcastle holding the line really, really high. And Liverpool hit the free kick, overhit it, and it goes behind for a goal kick. Five and a half minutes gone. Goal kick to Newcastle. Come on, boys. Game yet to really settle. Newcastle go short with a goal kick. Wirtz goes to press. Schär goes long upfield. Goes to Virgil. Pings a long ball forward again. Schär comes flying in to win the header. Second ball drops. Gakpo. He's challenged. Virgil now recycles possession. Goes back to Alisson. Ali takes a touch. Goes long upfield. Ekitike thrown to the ground by Trippier again. Fucking state of this from Newcastle. That's two from Trippier. One high foot straight through and then throwing the player to the ground's another one. Oh yeah, that's two, Hooper. Two. Right, Wirtz over the free kick. Wide left position, halfway between the 18-yard box and the halfway line. He goes short this time to Kirkes. Kirkes again goes diagonal. Nobody within 10 yards where that ball was though. Liverpool have the second ball. Salah, back to Dom. Dom floats in across, headed away by Joelinton. There's the Gravenberch we know and love. Oh, they get lucky though and ball breaks to them. Yes, boys. Well done. Good defending. Fuck off! Oh, fuck off. He's booked Gravenberch for one foul. One! Gravenberch booked already. Newcastle players can foul with fucking impunity, but Gravenberch makes one challenge and he's in the book. Fucking donkeys. First challenge. First foul from Liverpool. Yellow card. Absolute plank. Newcastle playing like a bitter ex-girlfriend, said C. Moodley. Yeah. Hooper absolutely setting the tone now early doors. Newcastle can foul with impunity. High foot through from Trippier, through Isak to the ground. Nothing doing here. Nothing doing. One foul from us. Yellow. Prick. So that's Ryan now on a yellow for the whole game in the centre of midfield and no option on the bench except Endo. So one more challenge from Ryan and they're going to be in his ear. State of this. Honestly, lads, I don't know what to say anymore. I don't know what to say about these referees. Goal kick. Fucking state of it. And for Ryan even giving him a decision to make as well, like I said, we got to keep our heads. Don't give the referee any easy outs. Don't give him a decision. Shane said, blatant booking for Gravenberch, but how Trippier wasn't booked, I don't know. I know, Shane. I know why. Same way, this same plank sent off our players up at Spurs for nothing. You know, it's just, it starts already, mate. It starts already. Same referee sending off players for no reason. But once again, Newcastle can do what they want. We have one foul straight in the book. Absolute plank. Benjamin said, going to be a red in this game. They wanted to watch a game so much. Been told, guys, by somebody I trust in Liverpool, Isak will sign. Don't listen to the media. I believe this. Fingers crossed. I don't even know what to say anymore about Simon Hooper. Tots Rocky said, I've lost all respect for Newcastle. I wouldn't say I've lost all respect, but I've lost a lot. I've lost a lot. Alisson in possession, 11 minutes on the clock, still scoreless, no real chances to speak of. Ali goes long. Ekitike pulls into the left channel, plays it out off Shar, Liverpool throw in. I still can't believe the naivety of Gravenberch. Centre of the park, first 10 minutes to get himself in the book. Even give the ref a decision to make. Ball in, headed away by Dan Burn. Second ball there. Anthony Gordon has it for Newcastle. He's being pressed by Wirtz, flops himself to the ground, and Hooper, the fucking gimp, gives it straight away. All that happened there was Anthony Gordon had gone into a dead end and decided, I'm falling to the ground because it's the easiest way out. And Hooper, the bottle merchant that he is, gave them the cheap free kick yet again. Fucking pudding. Absolute spanner of a referee. I now hope we battered him. WFM ref is terrible. Getting to Sparky. He is, mate. He is. Wirtz, the Ekitike. Back to Gakpo. Too weak there, and he's pushed off the ball by Trippier, who should be in the book, but Hoppity Hooper couldn't be bothered doing his job. Wirtz. Strike. Pope with the save. Corner to Liverpool. Well done, Flo. I mean, Pope could have caught that, to be fair to state. The goalkeeping as well. Virgil, a little chat here with Ekitike and Kanade about obviously what the routine's going to be here. Come on, boys. Ball in, flicked away to near post from Newcastle. Second ball drops to Ryan. Out to Dom. Good ball. Squares it back across to Milosh, left side. Ball floated across now. It's too fucking easy and lazy. Those balls have been pointless. These diagonal pings they're trying to do, they just keep going to Newcastle players. Newcastle back in possession inside their own half now. Press comes on. Gakpo this time getting stuck in. Well done, Cody. Why are they booing Ekitike? Because they're too tin pot to sign them, Matthew, and they're too stupid to realise their own fault. So they're booing a player who they have never actually convinced to join them. But it's his fault. How dare he join the most successful club in England? Newcastle right side now. Cross in. Grafenberg clears it. Well done, Ryan. Come on, boys. Dan Byrne. So we've done what we wanted, which is get through the first 15 minutes without conceding, but we did pick up that early yellow. Here comes Alanga now. Ball crossed in. Oh, goes across the front of Liverpool's goal, where thankfully Salah's there. Plays it straight to a Newcastle player, though. Don't challenge. Stand them up. Now challenge. Yeah, that's it. Give away a stupid free kick, Dom. Free kick Newcastle, right side, left side of our penalty area. Again, Anthony Gordon feels the challenge from the back. It was a foul. I've no complaints about that being a foul. It was a foul. Tonali over the free kick. It's pretty much at the 90-degree angle, bar a couple of yards on the edge of our 18-yard box. What the fuck? Ah, the state of it! The state of it! Did Sandro have a bet on that going out for a fucking throw-in? To state of that? Virgil again, having a word with the referee. More silly free kicks being given away from Liverpool. What's Hooper doing? Newcastle go short with the free kick. Joelinton crosses it in, headed away by Hugo Ekitike. Ekitike again. What the fuck? He's bringing it back for another fucking free kick. Has Hooper just got a Newcastle shirt on? He's just giving them free kicks for nothing now. This tubby little fucking Teletubby gobshite needs to get his fucking fingers out. This is a shit show. He's just making stuff up as he's going along now. This fucking tubby little gobshite. Same old Hooper, same old decision making, same old Homer, same old fucking one-sided refereeing. Newcastle just fall into the ground every chance they get, and referees buying it over and over again. Watch, every time Anthony Gordon, anyone goes near him, he'll fall down and get a free kick. Over and over and over. You're supposed to be booking Anthony Gordon there, ref. The same way other referees did. So, apparently, the Premier League referees don't know the rules here. Watch back other games where players have stopped the goalkeeper releasing the ball quickly. They've all been booked. But not here at St. James's Park. Not why Hoppity Humpty Hooper is fucking refereeing. I've seen it done in other games so far this season. Gordon blocking the keeper, releasing the ball, and booked. But no, not in this one. "20 minutes gone. It's still Newcastle and Simon Hooper 0, Liverpool 0. Sky with an interesting stat there about kilometres per hour and speed from players. I'd love to see a stat from how quickly they go to ground, because Anthony Gordon will still be topping that. Tino Livramento now for Newcastle. Again, carries the ball 20 yards without a Liverpool player fucking challenging him. Cross in. Are players just dropping off and afraid to step up and challenge? It's not right. Ugo, come on, mate. Giving away possession again. Come on, boys. Brennan said, "How is Hooper still allowed ref our games?" Because lessons will be learned, mate. Sure, don't you know the old VAR procedures have been changed and all? Nothing's changed, but, you know. Howard Webb will jump on TV with Michael Owen and tell us everything's great. Improvements have been... The process was great. Great process, lads. Circle jerk for everyone. Another Newcastle free kick. Fucking state of it. These lads wanting going around big tattoos, big hard men, can't fucking stay on their feet, falling to the ground like children. Big hard men though, big Newcastle tough lads, tattoos up, walking around, throwing shapes, but falling on the ground like fucking children. Free kick to Liverpool. Alisson goes short with it. Last 10 minutes possession, 80% to Newcastle, 20% to Liverpool. Another foul from Joelinton, but you're nothing to see here, Hooper, right? Just keep letting them tot up, ref. 2 for him, 2 for Trippier. Still no cards, you little Humpty Dumpty looking clown. Canade back to Alisson, who just Boots the ball forward. Ekitike. Gravenberg, who loses it to Joelinton. Ref is more blind than Ray Charles. We need to stay composed, giving into their games. So much for, as I've got WhatsApp messages from Liverpool fans who are messaging me saying so much for letting the game go and letting challenges go. Nope, not when we're in town. Look, another one. Another one. Gordon again. Fucking. He's a fucking disgrace. Oh, Canade's getting a yellow now as well. You are a fraud, Hooper. You are a disgrace. A disgrace. Another Newcastle free kick, probably number 700 of the game. 2 yellows for Liverpool for 3 fouls. 6 fouls for Newcastle, not a sniff of a yellow. Pope goes long. Well done, Virgil. Second ball. That's it. Come on, Cody. To Jones. Lovely ball from Jones out to Salah. Wide right. Well done, Curtis. Salah cuts in now. Oh, he tries to play the pass, but it wasn't on. Telegraphed it. Got to start testing the keeper in these positions, lads. Ben said they should interview refs at half-time, not the players. Oh, refs are too protected, mate. They'll never do an interview. No, all we have to get is Dermot Gallagher lying to everybody about why what we're seeing isn't actually happening on a Monday on Sky. But, you know, best league in the world. Barnes up against Dom. Comes inside. Livramento. Back to Harvey Barnes. Cross in. Oh, header from Newcastle just over our bar from Anthony Gordon, doing his best 80s aerobic instructor impression. Free header from him as well. Thankfully, he heads it over Allison's crossbar. Nessie said all the shenanigans, but to be honest, we're playing bad. I agree. We can't keep the football, mate. We can't keep the ball and string 6 passes together. Grafen, look at that again. Fuck me. It's a basic bitch 10-yard pass. Barnes. Straight pass through the middle and Ekitike has a chance to get in and we overhit it. And now we nearly concede. Anthony Gordon again nearly on the end of it. Wake up! Well done, Dom. Did enough to put him off. Another Anthony Gordon header goes wide. Chances are starting to mount up now, and we're doing nothing out there. No control of the game, no ball retention, nothing. Nothing. Look like we've just met each other. 10 days. 10 days Arna had. 10 days to prepare them for this game. 10 fucking days. Where's the yellow hooper, you little donkey? That's Trippier's third foul, you little fraud. 3 fouls from Trippier. 3! Who was that to? We are just lumping aimless balls forward. We have not got up to the speed of this game whatsoever. They look like they don't know what they're doing out there, Arna. They look like they do not know what they're doing. Look again, pumping an aimless long ball straight down the middle, straight through to Pope. It's all right, though. We've got strength in depth from the bench. Oh, wait. We don't. There's Canade giving it away again in possession. Tonali through now. He squares it across. Alisson saves the day. Canade, ladies and gentlemen. 200 I want a grand a week. 200 grand a week he wants. Giving the ball away again. Absolute shambles, this. Shambles. Gakpo. Cross, blocked. Jones now. Wirtz. Ekitike. Lads, you're all too close to each other. Ekitike passes it straight out of play. Like I said, what did I say? What did I say all week building up to this game? Arna better have the lads ready psychologically for what they're going to walk into. And we look like we haven't got a clue. Canade all over the shop. Ekitike passing to the invisible man. Lumping long balls to fucking nobody. Again, we're just moving it sideways. For what? Hoping for what? There's no feckin' movement ahead of them. We're still just dancing around side to side. Who? Somebody show! Give him an option! Wirtz, out to Salah. Come on, boys. Back to Dom. Switch it across the other side to Gakpo. Overhit, out for a throw-in. Can't string passes together. And I'm supposed to believe this fucking squad's ready to compete across 4 competitions. They can't play a 10-yard pass. Canade doesn't look like he knows who he's playing with. But we don't need strength in depth. No, we're fucking great. We are. Goal! Gravenberch, screamer! Ha-ha! 1-0. I told you. I told you it was coming. 1-0. Ryan Gravenberch. Whoop, whoop! Whoop, whoop! Gets in. From nowhere. Smacks a belter of a strike. Straight into the corner. Whoop, whoop. Jones gets fouled. Ref plays on. Goes to Gravenberch. Takes the touch. Hits it through the legs. Ooh! May take a little nick off Schär, but it's in the goal. Ryan Gravenberch. He's back, baby. He's back. Nick Pope planted to the spot. Go on. Oh, we love that. 1-0. Come on. Tiny little nick off Schär, but it was going in anyway. 1-0 against the run of play. We'll take that. We will take that. Go on, Ryan. Welcome back. Keep going, boys. Come on. Jones to Salah. Let's go. Salah's pass again off to Wirtz. Come on, boys. No let up. Let's go. Gravenberch to Dom. Wirtz. Jones. Now let's frustrate them and shut them up. Now start falling on the ground, wasting time, playing Newcastle at their own game. That's it. Shut the stadium up. Let's see Alan Shearer crying up there in the stands. Come on. Josh said, can only hope that unsettles them. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Came against the run of play. Newcastle were being the better side, but we'll take that. Certainly shut some of them in the stands up. Wirtz back to Canade. Again, Canade misplaced the ball looking for Salah. Canade's distribution has been shocking. That's it, Flo. Get stuck in. Go with him again. Keep going. Keeper's ball. Well done, boys. Thank you, Schmungus. Appreciate you, bud. Tonali, his shot's blocked. Kirkes up against Alanga. Gets the cross in. Well done, Dom. Good defending at the back post. Dom heads it behind Newcastle corner. That's good work, Dom. Well done. Don't hit Newcastle fans screaming now for time wasting when Trippier's over there doing nothing. Well, look, Hooper already setting the ground here for a penalty. Watch. Look, Salah being pushed, Hooper. Are you watching that? Goal kick. Dan Burn heads it wide. Let's have a look at this goal again. Delicious. Go on, Ryan. Watch this all day. Go on. Golazzo. Can you hear that? You can hear just as this ball brushes the post, you can hear the Geordie bitches whinging. Sorry. Why? Lovely ball through the lines, that to Wirtz. That's a free kick, Hooper. No, Hooper, no! Nothing doing, Humpty, no! So every time Anthony Gordon falls to the ground, it's a free kick. But Wirtz gets barged over, nothing to see here, because Hooper doesn't want to have to turn around because he can't do it very well. Yeah, Arne's right. You're right, Arne. Hooper's robbing you, mate. Absolute spoofologist of the highest order. Shenanigans. JT said stick in 3 more. Teach them a lesson they'll remember. Josh, I can only hope that unsettles them. Chad said, where the heck did that come from? The goal? I don't know, mate, but I'll take it. Salah now. To Wirtz. Back to Dom. I know Suleiman said, how is that not a foul? I don't know, bro. I don't know. It seems like we can't get anything off Hooper today. Even before the goal, there was a foul that he didn't give. Then Wirtz gets fouled, did nothing. 3 fouls from Trippier, now the sniff of a yellow. An absolute spoofer, Hooper is. That's it, boys. Release the ball. Release the ball, Ryan. There you go. Right, Salah. Back in. Hit it! Hit it! Again, Salah tries to square it across to Jones. Unlucky, boys. Unlucky. Cody does well. Drifts in. Gives it to Salah, who tries to play it straight back in. Jones just can't get the touch on it. Unlucky. You can see what Mo was trying to do. Jones just couldn't get his feet right. Unlucky, though. Unlucky, boys. That's better. Chad said, Salah has a bit of a habit of trying to pass through defenders. It doesn't work. He's had a couple of decent opportunities, Chad, in possession that he hasn't found the Liverpool man in. But that one, to be fair, Jones just couldn't get his feet sorted out. Come on, boys. Livramento to Joelinton. Back to Tonali. Harvey Barnes. Stand him, Dom. Stand. Stand. Yes, Dominic Szoboszlai. Goal kick. Yes, Dom. Great defending, my man. Great defending, Dom. Right. 2 minutes and stoppage time left in the first half. Then Arne can get them in and have a word. Timothy said, I reckon Elliott could make a difference here. It's not a bad shout, you know, Timothy. Elliott certainly looked on point in pre-season in the games as well. Of course, winning the Euros, he wasn't too shabby either. Sorry, I say in pre-season, I mean in what we did see of him. Obviously, he was with the England at under 21s at the Euros, but he's looked sharp. And at the end of last season, he looked well as well. Barnes to Livramento. Nothing stupid here before half. Yes, Curtis. Yes, Curtis. That's it, ball. Referee! You best bring it back for a booking, Hooper, you little clown. Book him. About time. About time, referee. Dan Byrne now on a booking. Opinionated Observer said, why is Canade playing clearly his head and performances are of a player thinking of heading out the Liverpool door? We made Isak look important in the window. We had hand-tied ourselves. Look, the Isak situation, excuse me, if it gets resolved in a positive light, it's all been worthwhile. If it doesn't, it's frustration central. And with Canade, I couldn't agree more, mate. And many Liverpool fans feel like his head isn't right. I'm not saying the reason why, because it could be a whole mix of things. Could be Diogo, could be losing his mate, could be form, could be distraction by his transfer or his contract situation. But either way, it's not exactly filling us full of confidence. Another late foul, Hooper. That best be another yellow, you little gimp. Anthony Gordon again. Call on me, call on me. In his little 1980s retro outfit. Call on me, call on me. That's a red. I'm sorry, that's a fucking red. He didn't get near the ball. Gets Virgil's standing leg. That's snidey. Nah, that's snidey. That's a red. I'm sorry. He takes his standing leg. He makes no attempt to play the ball. Yeah, Hooper's going to have a look at it. He's going to the monitor. You piss off, Tonali. I know you probably have a few bob on a red card, but you piss off. He takes his standing leg and doesn't get near the ball. Doesn't even attempt the ball. Look at that. If that isn't reckless and out of control, I give up. He's no attempt to play the ball. Look at the state of this. Look at that. Starts off at the back of his calf, Hooper. Red all day long. Every day, all day, every day. Don't even look at it again. It's a red card. He starts off at the top of his calf, rakes it down his leg, and takes his standing leg. Red card, red card, red card. Here it comes. No yellow. Out comes the red. So long. Farewell. Arrivederci, bitch. Woo! See ya. Bye-bye. Slong the foal. Off you pop. Woo! How'd you like them apples, Newcastle fans? Woo! Red card. Bye-bye. See you now. Off you pop. You can go back to your 80s aerobics class now. Call on me! Call on me! Call on me! Whoop whoop! Snidey little bitch challenge. That's what that was. Snidey little horrible rat challenge. Aaron said, Soboslai looking like prime Danny Alves. He's doing very well, mate. Really pleased with how he's playing it right back. See ya! Bye-bye! It's Isak's fault though, isn't it, Newcastle fans? 2 minutes added on by the referee at the end of the first half. Nothing silly now, boys. Nothing silly. No challenges, nothing snidey. Don't give Hooper an opportunity to even it up. Let's get ready to rumble. Let's get ready to rumble. Get ready. Steady. And rumble. Everybody rumble. Woo! That's evened it up now. We're back to 11 versus 11. Liverpool versus Newcastle and Hooper. It's 11 aside now. Craig, stop it. People are. I don't give a shite, Royston. I'm not stopping nothing. I'm enjoying every goddamn minute of this. And if you don't like it, I don't care. Woo! Oh, yeah. Right, Hooper, can we have the half-time whistle? We've had 5 minutes of the 2 minutes added on. How many minutes are you adding on here, Hooper? Out to Salah. Salah now. Stands him up. Go on, Mo. Again. Chad, as Chad said, trying to pass through players. Ref blows up. It's half-time at St. James's Park. The Reds lead by 1-0 and have the extra man. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I'm enjoying this one, but we need to make sure we put this game to bed. But how do you like those apples, Newcastle fans? Right. Gabriel said, love that we can hear the ref, finally. Dom, player of the half, Gravenberg and Becker, runners up. Nessie said, hello, Mr. Isak. Are you in the chat? Need a striker up front now? Oh, wait. I know. It's a shame, isn't it? They don't have one, but... damn lucky he didn't injure Van Dijk. I would have been going off my head. Oh, Mohammed. The challenge, right? I'm going to say what a lot of people in the media might not say, but I'm going to say it bluntly. It's a coward's challenge, mate. It's a coward's challenge. Runs from one side of the pitch to the other, doesn't get within 3 feet of the ball, goes through Virgil's standing leg. It is a coward's challenge. And I say this as somebody who says many times, I like Anthony Gordon. That's a coward's challenge. Anybody that's played the game knows I'm right. Absolute scumbag attempt at a challenge. And deserve the red. At least, to be fair to VAR, they did their job. Newcastle have not dominated this game. They've tried to batter us. Newcastle can beat us without these games. Newcastle ruined the game. Not us, said Benjamin. Shane said, there has been one, and in my opinion could have been more, 3 reds so far. Trippier could have gone for his studs up challenge. Didn't even get a yellow. Gravenberg could have gone as well for his scissors tackle. So the scissors tackle wasn't great. I have no defence for that, Shane. It was a yellow card for me. Not enough for a red, sincerely. But I don't really have too many complaints. Where I got frustrated, Shane, was the amount of totting up fouls that Newcastle were getting away with until eventually we started to see the referee do his job. Trippier should have been in the book at least after the second one. But ADHDJ said, tough posturing only to shoot yourself in the foot with a red. Where have I seen this behaviour before? Great going, Craig. Cheers. Thank you, sir. Patsy, appreciate you. Yeah, you know, can't match us, can't beat us, so try to kick the shit out of us. And even with the referee being far too lenient, still shot themselves in the foot, like you've said. Right, let's have a look at some of the underlying numbers. Oh, let me back down. Yeah, let me have a look at some of the underlying numbers here from the first half. 1 sec. Whoo! Look, we need a better performance. Second 45. But we have a lead. We have an extra man. And hopefully, Arna's in there giving them instruction to do nothing silly. Keep moving the ball. Newcastle will have to overcommit and the chances will come. That has to be the plan. Second half. Nothing silly. Don't give the referee a decision to make. Move the ball. Keep it compact. The chances will come. Right, so stats-wise. Possession, 54% in the game to Liverpool, 46 to Newcastle. 2 shots for the Reds, 2 on target. 6 shots for Newcastle, 1 on target. Dangerous attacks, 33 for Newcastle. I think it was 12 for us. Sorry, I've lost the stats there. But I'm happy because we're 1-0 up. They're down a man, and not just any man, the pace merchant. The real danger in behind, in my opinion, Anthony Gordon. And you could see as that half went on, Anthony Gordon was getting himself into dangerous positions. A couple of headers, a couple of chances, some good defensive work from Ryan as well at the back post. So we weathered the early storm, but still we need to keep more control of the game. And from reading the comments through the first half, a lack of control in midfield seems to be a consensus from most Liverpool fans that I can see in the chat and certainly in my DMs. Right, what else have we got? I knew Dom would do a grand job, said Ben Barrett. Refs are giving Wirtz zero protection, said Matthew Johnny. Craig, you should be a footy manager, said Yorkshire T. I'd love to, mate, but, you know, I'm certainly far from qualified for it. But we've put ourselves in a good position now. We need to see the job through. Nothing silly. Don't let the ref even it up. Yeah, if I'm Arna, I'm telling Ryan, no silly challenges. Nothing that can even be construed as a second yellow. If you have to lose your man, you lose your man, but nothing stupid. What's this? Oh, even being a big legend again. Said, just been told Alexander Isak's neighbours have complained about Isak celebrating the Liverpool goal. I heard that as well, Ivan. You're right, mate. I heard that as well. Very unhappy. Love it. I love a bit of shithousery. Right, where are we at? This one. Victor said, hey, Craig, I think Dom is so useful with the versatility in these periods when we're short of a man in different positions. Lucky to have him. What do you think? He's been really good. Really good, Victor. Took me a while to be won around to the possibility of him playing right back, but he's done well up against tricky players. And some of his one-on-one defending I've been really pleased with. So yeah, good performance from Dom and certainly helping us out massively. Don't forget though, we do have Gomez, Connor Bradley. If the manager feels they can do 30, that's another option. Maybe we bet Gravenberch out of midfield, stick Jones back into the 6 at one point, and then push Dom further upfield so we can protect Ryan from that second yellow. Shane said, yeah, probably a yellow, but I hate scissors tackles. No, I understand, Shane. I do. As somebody who's played the game as well, mate, I do understand it. Probably when we were growing up or when I was growing up, Shane, they weren't as much of an issue in the game, but I do respect where you're coming from. Ewan said, just rewinded the stream to watch your reaction to the red card. I love you, Craig. Thank you. I don't know what to say, mate. I appreciate it, but thank you. Hey Craig, very aggressive, new turned against them. I think you mean it's now turned against them, David, which yes, it has. Barry, how are you, bro? Said, hey mate, just keep our heads now. Don't give the ref a chance to even it up. Am I alone in cacking it every time Ibu gets involved at the minute? Come on, red men, put these away. You cannot blow this. And I see us Dom doing fab. Yeah, as you said, keep it simple. Don't give the ref a decision to make. If Arna has to look at Virgil's leg, I'm looking at it now. Like stud marks right down his leg in two positions. And you can see from top to bottom, and I don't think I'm exaggerating to say it's a 12-inch. All right, ladies, calm down. It's a 12-incher there for Virg. I'm talking about the scratch on the back of his legs, you perverts. Right. Craig Bowen said 3-match ban for Gordon. No strikers left. Isak sitting at home with a smile on his face. The club is a shambles from this situation and it shows keeping Isak imprisoned at the club is not the right move. Jake Pittman said McAllister's importance cannot be understated. I agree, it's a huge loss not having him out there, mate, but I'm very proud of Dom in the job he's doing at right back as well. He deserves huge credit, as many people have pointed out in the chat. King 7th said, we need to control and contain Newcastle. Enough of these silly long balls at times. I get it, but it's often too much. Yeah, especially when we're under the cosh, mate. You know, early doors in the game, we were pending a little bit and we just kept giving the ball back to them with those long balls. So I do get it. Will said, love him, but Wirtz is looking a bit sketchy. He is, but he's not getting any protection. There's been at least twice I can remember he's been fouled and the ref's given nothing. But you are right, we need to be a little bit more cohesive. I need to see Leone play over Canade for one game, said Matthias. I just like to see him at some point play minutes so I can get an understanding of what the dude's like, because physically he's a specimen, isn't he? Big dude. Joseph reckons, I think Wirtz is starting to get into a rhythm. I hope so, because it's warning signs for the Premier League if he does. Love Kirkes. Look at how mad that he got. Yep, I love that he was already backing up his teammate immediately, mate. Like you've said, straight in there, annoyed by that snidey challenge. Chad said, we're leaky at the back. Dom has been excellent. I keep telling myself we haven't had Mac and Grav together yet. I know, it's crazy. But hopefully next week. For me, the concern here is obviously that we have two people on a yellow. And the one I'm most concerned about is Gravenberch, because, you know, he's the guy who stops the breaks from midfield. He's the guy that stops the counters, and you'd always like your DM to be able to take a yellow if needs be. So I'm wondering, depending on how much Gomez or Bradley can play, if we do see a world where Gravenberch gets taken off, because we don't really need... I'm not saying we don't need control in midfield, but we do have the extra body out there on the pitch now, so we can make it count. So for me, maybe give him 15 and then get rid of Ryan Gravenberch because he's on the book, and put Jones or somebody else into the 6, move Dominic Szoboszlai forward and get on Connor Bradley and Gomez. That's what I'd be thinking. Gordon's attempt at payback for the elbow. Red. See ya. It was a snidey, horrible challenge, and you could see it from the second he set off from one side of the pitch to the other. Absolute. It's like a typical challenge of somebody who's got too much adrenaline running through them and wants to win the crowd over so bad. Weathered the storm early, grew into the game, said Dalglish. Got to be careful, Gravenberch and Canada on yellows. Be nice to get an insurance goal, but they have to score. We don't. Nothing stupid. Now sell us Isak. Agree with every word you've written there, sir. David Sprout, thank you, bro. Appreciate you. Right, a couple more super chats to get through, but if you haven't hit that subscribe button, folks, please do, and also don't forget to drop a like on the stream. We will have our live match reaction coming up after the game and our player ratings video. If you would like to join us for the player ratings video and submit your player ratings, make sure you join the Anfield Agenda WhatsApp community. Scan the QR code on the screen there now, and that will bring you straight in. Connor posts the link in there for you to submit your player ratings. He will then average them out, and we'll compare them to mine in our player ratings video. Right, Zoidberg. With no striker willing to join them, Newcastle have to reintegrate him at least till January. Do you think the Geordies will be booing him? So, before the game, mate, there's images circulating of Newcastle fan shops around the stadium selling Isak is a rat t-shirts with a sign that says it comes with a free box of matches. On top of this, he's been greeted with the same outside the training ground. If you're him, would you want to reintegrate to that shit show? Because there's been incredible levels of disrespect towards him, but everybody, and this isn't at you, my friend, everybody is expecting him to just take it like a champ. And then if Newcastle can keep him, to just shrug his shoulders and say, oh, I've forgotten everything. I've forgotten the I'm a rat shouts. I've forgotten the abuse I've received going in and out of training. I've forgotten all the stuff that's gone before, as well as the broken promises. I don't know, man. I couldn't do it. TOTT 2KZ1 said, I can hear them crying in the tune. We're massive and we're going to win. 1 goal from Grav and one red card. The tune are poo and Isak's going to be a red. La 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 la. Bamba said, bring the super sub Chiesa on. Crispy Dippers, who doesn't love some Crispy Dippers, said, bring on, or excuse me, no, I'm so glad the crowd has been silenced. James Gamers HD said, love the channel, Craig. Thank you, sir. Appreciate your support. Always love your passion. Been a tough first half. Let's go. Hope we can improve on the ball in the second. Well, we have a numerical advantage now as well. So, yeah, let's make it count and tire them out. Move them side to side. Make them force the issue and then hopefully catch them on the counter. This feels like it's set up for young Rio. Counter-attack last 20 minutes. David said, Liverpool are a family. We're going to fight for Diogo, so heads up and support our team. Heads absolutely up, mate. But, you know, let's be honest. First 20, we weren't great. But we got into the game. We got the goal. And most importantly, though, who's that? Fuck me. That's a Friar Tuck and a half haircut, whoever that was. This one from Mohammed. So do you think that Newcastle would sit back and look to counter? Well, they can't. They have to try to force the issue. Now, look, if you're Eddie Howe in that dressing room, what you're probably saying is hope for a set piece, win yourself a free kick, corners, throw-ins, something like that they won't have to really overcommit. But if you're Arna, you're saying nothing silly, keep the ball, no Hollywood passes, we have the lead, it's up to them to break us down now. So make the numerical advantage count, tire them out, and don't give the ref a decision. Tanya said, hate to admit it, but Newcastle are playing well and we aren't. Well, we're winning, they're down to 10, so I'm hoping Arna's got into them, Tanya, at half time and we can see a better second half. Do we get a discount on Gordon after that tackle and red card? No, feck Gordon now. He's, he had his chance. Agent Gordon, doing what he does best. Love you, Craig, said Tony. Thank you, Tony. Barry, I'll get to your super chat in 1 sec, mate. Just want to get... Right, we're off for the start of the second half. Newcastle playing from left to right. Barry said, I see a lot of our fans with concern for Flo and his physicality. I can see he's struggling a bit, but I fully expect he'll get to the pace of the Prem eventually and we'll see his world-class player emerge. I agree. Oh, Gakpo, early doors, hit it! 2-0! Hugo Ekitike! Woo! Ugo! 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 2-0. Whoop, whoop! Hugo Ekitike showing what you could have had, Newcastle, but you didn't. He's a red. Ekitike's a red. 2-0. You don't blame it on the sunshine. You don't blame it on the moonlight. You don't blame it on the good times. Blame it on the boogie. Woo! 2-0. Hugo Ekitike. Early doors. Start of the second half. Picks the ball up on the halfway line. Runs at the Newcastle players. Gives it out to Cody. Cody cuts inside. His shot's blocked. Rolls it to Hugo, who side foots it in off the post. Beautiful, Hugo. Beautiful. That's what you get when you buy a striker, Newcastle. Ugo Ekitike's a red, and you can't do anything about it. Woo! 2-0. Woo! What was that? Where's Newlon? Don't you worry. You don't blame it on the sunshine. You don't blame it on the moonlight. You don't blame it on the good times. Blame it on the boogie. Can't hear you now, Geordies. Can't hear you now. Bruno Guimaraes going into the book for whinging as well. It's all coming up Millhouse. You might recognise this one, Newcastle fans. Two 2-0. Whoop, whoop. There we go. There's the breathing room, folks. 2-0 up, Newcastle down to 10 in what was the most predictable red card in the history of sports betting. Can I shout out Doreen Langan? Of course, Doreen. Couldn't have talked to Makara. And thank you, Loman, as well. Hope you're both well. Thank you so much for your support. Pleasure to have you with us. Right, Gakpo. Yes, sir. Well in. I love it. I love it. I initially thought Gravy Gravin had put it wide. For the first goal, yeah, so did I. It took me a second to realise it wasn't side netting. Oh, it's all coming up Millhouse now. Woo! We've conquered all of Europe. We're never gonna stop. From Paris down to Turkey, we've won the fucking lot. Bob Paisley and Bill Shankly, the fields of Anfield Road. We are loyal supporters, and we come from Liverpool and everywhere. Ale, ale, ale! Ale, ale, ale! Ale, ale, ale! How are we, Newcastle? How are we? Loads of time, lads. Knock it about. Have a little tea break. Keep moving the ball side to side. Let's go. Do, 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 do. It's a training drill now, boys. But Newcastle won because they showed they're big tough men who don't sell players. How's that going for you? Enjoy the 3-game ban for Anthony Gordon. Still no strikers. Ekitike better than Isak? Well, we'll have them both eventually, mate. Ugo, though, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about it. What a start to his Liverpool career. 2 Premier League matches, 2 Ekitike goals. That's what you get when you buy quality, Manchester United fans. Ugo Ekitike, give me a whoop whoop, Craigie. Whoop whoop. Shout out George, your boy George. George been repping Ugo Ekitike all summer in our Discord. Nick said, evening Craig, amazing game and one for the history books. Refs having a howler. Thankfully we didn't pursue Gordon. How can Isak say no now? Yeah, reintegrate into that. Sure. Oh lads, what a night. Isak at home now, moonwalking in the back garden. Big dirty cigar on the go. Oh lads. Kirkes. Gakpo. Ball in. Headed away. Oh, I won money on that Ekitike goal. I forgot about that. I forgot I had him. Oh, that's money in the bank as well. What a night. Isak's right. These lads are shy. Isak's right. These lads are shy. Love it. Brendan Smith, thank you, bro. Yes, Curtis. Ali's out. Well done, Ali. Carlos, thank you, sir. Can't argue with facts, mate. I mentioned earlier on, you can't argue with facts, you know. Irrefutable. Appreciate you do, thank you. Jones. Oh, Curtis, don't be giving the ball away. Gravenberg, yes, Ryan. Yes, fella. Canade. To Dom. Out to Mo. Turn them inside out. Go on, Mo. Little ball inside to Hugo. Love that from Mo. Lovely little ball. Wirtz to Hugo. Unlucky. Unlucky. Oh, lads. I'm loving this. I'm loving this. If only Newcastle could have sold one player and funded some upgrades. I know. If only. They were booing Ekitike. They were booing our boy. Well, Geordies, you're not booing now, bitches, are you? Woo! Boo Ekitike and see what happens. Learn your place. Learn your place. There, look at them. Sour faces up in the stands. Newcastle's director and RB Sports Media representative sitting up there with a face like thunder. Nah. Nah. Henning. Thank you, sir. Owners up there absolutely bulling. You can see it written all over their boat race. Absolutely bulling up there. But we went to Isak's house and everything. We brought him around some lovely cakes. And he still didn't sign for us. Why is it we don't understand? We always get everything we want. Not now. Sorry, this is a release of all the built-up frustration from these clowns over the last month. Oh, nice. Nice, Crosby. Well in. Well in. Crosby had a similar bet on as well. Nice. So, Isak the fans are singing, Isak's right, your fans are shy. Whoop whoop. Isak's right, your fans are shy. Na na na. Sorry, lads. I've been just putting up a crap all week in the build up to this, and I'm very, very, very relieved so far. I won some money as Ekatike scored as well. Nice one. I'm just checking to make sure I did. Take that. We will take that. Yep. Nice. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. So, in the second half, we've had 62 successful passes to Newcastle's 5. Oh, you love that. Liverpool supporters singing, hand them over, hand them over. Love that. Do you think Isak happens? I honestly don't know, Paul, mate. I don't know. But he deserves better than the treatment he's received from some of these Newcastle so-called fans and fan shops selling Isak is a rat t-shirts with a free box of matches. That's disgusting. Newcastle are all acting their age. It's priceless, said Peter. Yep. Good enough for them, mate. Good enough for them. What a way to start the second half. Absolutely delicious. If that's aimed at me, of course I am. I don't know if it's aimed at me or not, Dan, but I am a Liverpool fan, so why wouldn't I be biased? But again, I don't know if you're talking about the telly or me. But either way, I'm biased. 3 goals and 3 for Hugo now. Liverpool appearances. Right. Set piece here for Newcastle. This is what they're going to be living off for the rest of the game. Dan Burns up. Kanade, get your hands off him, bro. Get your hands off him. Nothing stupid here. Headed away. Second ball back out. Another ball in for Livramento. Goal. Guimaraes pulls him back with a header. Again, it's like we don't listen. We know the whole game, all they had is set pieces to live off, and we let them score from a set piece. Fuck me. We need a Hugo Chanter song, said Henning. Look at this. Ball in. First one cleared. Second ball back. Nobody challenges him. Gets a run and a free header. Brilliant stuff, lads. Look at that. Kirkes didn't even try to challenge for the ball. Out-muscled. And Bruno Guimaraes makes it 2-1. Don't know what Kirkes is doing, but he's not battling for the ball. 33 to go, 2-1. Come on, boys. Keep your heads. I can't believe we've given it away from another set piece. Such poor defending again. Come on, boys. Go get the third. Come on. Keep pressure on. Interesting to see what Arna does off the bench here. Another foul from Newcastle and Liverpool. Just looking at this replay of the goal. I don't know what Kirkes is doing. I honestly don't know what he's even trying to do. Like, he has his back to the player. I can't figure out what he's even trying to do, in all honesty. Virgil. Soboslai. Back to Salah. Ball in behind. Wirtz. Heavy touch from him. Gives the ball away. Newcastle now. With Harvey Barnes. Well done, Verge. Liverpool throw in. Oh, God. Liverpool throw in again. Come on, boys. Sky, stop with the ref cam shit. I don't want to see it. Newcastle players falling down to the ground again. Wake up, boys. Tonali's down now. Did you get one in the crown jewels? Oh, fuck off, you little bitch. Did you see why he's gone down? Gone down like he's been absolutely battered with a baseball bat. The state of it. Get up, you little cheat. The state of them. Right, throw into Newcastle, far side. Yeah, Reb, he's robbed about 10 yards there, ref. Oh, Ryan, come on, man. Turn around, face it up. Here comes another long throw, another set piece. Jesus Christ, we do it to ourselves, I swear to God. Here comes the throw in. Newcastle corner. Stop giving them set pieces. It's all they have, lads. Come on, stop giving them chances. Look at this. Look who's marking Dan Burn. We've got Salah marking two of their men. Look at this shit. Ball in under Allison's crossbar. Punches it away eventually. Jesus Christ. Dan Burn hooks it back in. Canade heads it away. How are we hanging on, for the love of God? Get help. Arna, get your ass into gear and get some changes made here. Fuck's sake. lads. Thank you for this, Anfield Dan. I wasn't sure, my man. I wasn't sure, but thank you. Appreciate you. Right. Oh my God. Right, counter them. Counter them. Oh God, we had a chance to exploit the space. What are you... What are they doing? Somebody out there needs to get a grip of this. For the love of God, stop panicking. Newcastle trying to buy penalties now. We're playing into their hands. Somebody needs to grab this game by the scruff of the neck and calm things down. Change for Newcastle coming up. Miley coming on to replace Tonali. We just keep giving them throw in after throw in after throw in the areas they want them in. Stand up, Milosh. Stand up. Oh my God. Come on, boys. Jesus Christ. Clear lines. Extra man and we're looking panicky, for the love of God. Somebody out there take control of this. Get Leone on there if you want to have another centre-back, another 6'5" fella in there. Feels like this is tailor-made for him. All they want is a penalty. That's all they're praying for here. Unlucky Hugo. Arna needs to get a finger out here and start to stem this tide a bit. Good block. Grafenberg now. Come on, boys. Oh, jeez, that's to nobody. Give a chase, Mo. Or Florian, give a chase. Air ball. Well done. Come on, boys. Quarter of the game to go. That's it. Use that space. Good ball. Come on, Mo. Salah now. Oh, again is passed straight into a Newcastle player. That's 5 times. Jones. To Milosh. Gakpo. Come on. Cody cuts inside. Ball deep to the far post. Nobody there. Goal kick. If I'm Arna, I'm looking for height in defence and pace. So Rio Engamoa has to come on, in my opinion. And get Leone on at the back as well. Another 6'5" fella in there do no harm. I don't want to see Alan Shearer either, thanks lads. Good ball, Ali. Out to Ryan. Jones. Certainly looks like Jones has dropped back in there to give an extra body. Man on! Oh, Jesus Christ, lads. There you go. There's the space now. Right side. Good man. Soboslai. Right, Mo. Ball deep. Cody Gakpo. Oh, I don't know what that was, Cody. Salah's range and aim has been just way off today. Way off. Rio, Endo, somebody on Arna. Come on, mate. Something. Yes, Virgil. Yes. Liverpool throw in. Come on, boys. Again, turned over possession straight away. Fuck's sake. How is it we're playing like we're a man down? Well done, Virgil. That's it. Use the space. That's it. Move the ball. That's it, lads. That's it. Take the sting out of it. That's it. Move it. Use that extra man. There we go. Soboslai. Salah. It's like they don't want to give it to Wirtz. They feel like every time Wirtz moves into a pocket of space, they won't move the ball to him because there's 2 or 3 around him. That's it. This is fine what we're doing now. We've got the lead and the extra man. Make them move around. That's it. Keep moving the ball. Absolutely the right thing to do. Salah. Good. This is better. That's it. Move it around. That'll do. Who are you chesting it to, Cody? That's it, Milos. Great challenge, fella. Ugo. Right, mate. Oh, it's a fucking overload on the right. Jesus Christ. Arna, come on. Bodies, come on. Jolovic is on the ground now holding his face. Jeez, these Newcastle lads look like they've been in war. Christopher Giddings said, get Rio on, for Christ's sake. Why on earth did Jones start with all our options? Slot's losing it. Get the subs on. We could definitely do with a bit of pace to give them something to think about. And a big 6'5" centre-back as well wouldn't go astray. Like, there's 16 to go. Still no changes. Get Ryan off. Endo on. At least then you've got another booking if you need one. Brian said, what is Arna watching? I'm not sure, Brian. I'm not sure, but it's becoming more nervy than it needs to be. Newcastle about to make another 3 changes. Meeks Talks Football said, I thought Joelinton was tough. Yeah, but you got a boo-boo. So you got a boo-boo. Can't be tough when you got a boo-boo. Oh. So Newcastle about to make another couple of changes here. 3 changes. And yeah, Arna, nothing yet. So I want to talk about this that Matthew put up. It happens every week, Matthew. There's always a scapegoat, mate. And these people have their mind made up a lot of the time before the game even happens. So if we want to look for slander today, Jones, like you've rightly said, isn't the guy that needs to be slandered. I agree with you, mate. But a lot of people have these narratives ready before the game. Right, so another set of changes. Osula on, Hall on, Ramsey on. And the Newcastle free kick that's going to be put right in on top of the 18-yard box. Well done, Virgil. Right, boys. Second ball. Yes. Yes, Jones. That's it, Curtis. Now move it. Move it. Move it. Nobody, Curtis. Nobody held on to it too long again. Owen said our problem is that when we go 2-0 up, we just expect the other team to give up and leave us alone, but it doesn't work. Also, Slot's substitute game is shocking, I think he said. Also, get Wirtz on the ball more often. Thank you, Owen. So, Shar is down now for Newcastle. There's a comment that I want to bring up on screen because it kind of is funny. This one from Luke. Getting into us has gone well. 2 injuries and a red card. Yep. And Tyndall's having a little Tyndall meltdown. Go on, Tyndall. Let me translate for you. Wah, 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 wah. That's what I'm seeing anyway. Wah, wah, look at me tan. Wah, wah. Now, genuinely, whatever's up with Shar, I hope he's okay. So Chiesa is getting ready to come on. Bradley's getting ready to come on. Not a sniff of young Rio by the looks of it again. Adam, people are allowed to be upset. And don't tell other people what they can and can't do. If people are unhappy with slot substitutions or the lack of, they're allowed to say it. Do you think going 2-0 up against 10 men and being hanging on is good? Because I think it's fair to say we haven't reacted or controlled this. People are allowed to be upset about that, mate. We aren't blind sheep that just follow people for the sake of it. We're allowed to speak about our displeasure when we have a moment or two when we're unhappy. This isn't happy clappers or us. My 3 times captain Hugo getting subbed, no. Well, to be fair, mate, you've already got a goal from him, so you've done all right. So, here we come. Chiesa about to come on to replace... Who's coming off? Well, Wirtz is coming off anyway for Bradley. And Ekitike for Chiesa. So he leaves Grav, who's on the yellow one. Okay, that's super. So Ekitike off, Wirtz off, Chiesa on, and Connor Bradley on. Oh, lads, straight away giving the ball back to Newcastle. Come on, boys, wakey, wakey. That's it, Fede. Chase him down. That's it, boys. Come on. Oh, that's a free. Well in. Well in, Fede. Brennan said Arna does like to make his changes late. Sometimes you've got to react to what's happening out there as well, though. But let's see how we get on the next few minutes, Brennan. And thank you, mate. Right, another change for Newcastle. Schär off. So that's Newcastle change is done. So Malik Thiaw on to replace Fabian Schär with 9 plus stoppage time to go. Virgil. Back to Ali. Soboslai. Salah. Man on. That's it. Virgil. Out to Milos. Back to Verge. Grav. That was a concussion sub, was it? Thank you, Alex. I don't have the commentary on, bro, so appreciate you letting me know on that one, mate. Thank you. That's it, boys. Nothing wrong with keeping the ball when you've got a goal lead and an extra man. That's it. Move it around. That's it. Nothing wrong with it. Keep the ball, move the ball. Adam, I hear you, bro. I appreciate what you're saying, mate, but like I'm saying, just because somebody has a pattern, Adam, of the way they do things normally, when a game as mad as this, mate's unfolding in front of us, I think, you know, there are things we could do to mitigate it, but I appreciate, Adam, where you're coming from. Right, Liverpool have got Newcastle penned in deep inside their own half. 7 minutes plus stoppage time to go. And again, we see Bruno Guimaraes being a little, shall we say, boisterous out there and getting away with it again. Right, Kirkes goes backwards, throws to Virgil. Why are you playing it 5 yards behind Canade, Virgil? Jesus Christ. Chase, second balls. There we go. Chiesa left. Again, win possession back. Take too long on the ball. Turn it back over. Come on, boys. Jesus Christ. Too deep, Virgil. Too deep. Let it go. Liverpool throw in. Would it be fair to say, ladies and gentlemen, that whatever way this result goes, and I hope obviously we hang on to win it, it still leaves us with a lot of questions about where we are. But to be fair, I'd much rather answer those questions with 6 points on the board. Come on, boys. That's it, Dom. That's it. Keep pressing them. Keep going, Dom. Keep going. That's it, Verge. Head it away. Second balls, lads. Half. Come on, Ryan. Get back. That's it. That's it. Win it. Win it, Jones. Free kick, ref. That's it. We'll take that. We'll take that, Curtis. That's it, boys. That's it. Use the space. That's it. That's it, boys. That's what all these rondos are for. Up the line. There you go. There's the space. Now, come on. Come on, boys. Runners. Bradley to Salah. Back to Bradley. Turns straight into traffic again. How are we so bad in the final third? So bad. Bradley's got himself a yellow already. All from us attacking again. Us attacking. Turnover possession. We end up with a booking. Again, we were in possession on the attack. It's 2-all. It's 2-all. It's 2-all. One long ball over the top and we fall apart. Don't talk to me about centre-backs. These lads are fucking frauds. Frauds. 2-2. Canade can't defend. Get rid of him. Time to go. It's over. 2-2. We've thrown away a lead against 10 men, but remember, all of us who were moaning were supposed to be fucking calm. The state of this, the absolute state of it. Canade is washed. He is done. Game over. Get rid of him. He is awful. Awful. That is a disgrace. A disgrace. Fuck's sake. That's a disgrace. They should be ashamed of themselves. Bottling a 2-goal lead against 10 men. Straight ball down the middle again. Basic bitch defending. Can't do it. Won't do it. Not good enough. Not good enough. Canade's done. I don't want to hear about him anymore. Get rid of him. Bye-bye. Oh, here comes fucking Rio now, Arne. Now, when it's too late. Now, Arne. Your basic bitch defensive tactics fucked us. Again. Centre-backs that can't defend a straight ball. Fucking schoolboy defending. Embarrassing. 200 grand a week for that? Shite. There's no defending this, lads. There's no defending it. It's a disgrace. They should be ashamed of themselves. I'm at a loss for words. There's nothing I can say. It's pathetic. 2 up against 10 men and we play like cowards. Can't defend a straight long ball through the middle. Again, week after week, game after game. Fuck off. Gaming Gas said, saw that coming, Craig. You fell apart completely. Verts had a shocker. I'm sorry, but looked way off. Look, I don't disagree, and I don't disagree with Gaz, but what I do disagree with is the happy clappers yet again, moaning at us for seeing this shit coming and calling Arna on it. But we're all supposed to be cake and pie happy clappers. You can see it a mile away. 2-0 up and we've bottled it. And make no mistake, I don't use the word lightly, bottled it. No leadership, no fight, no spirit, bottled it. Canade's done. He's gone. Buy Gay tomorrow and ship him to Madrid because he is not here, his head's not right, and we can't defend straight long balls. Schoolboy stuff. Against this lot who hate our guts, and we go 2-0 up and we bottle it. That is not championship stuff. That is cowardly stuff. And we're hanging on. Hanging on. $11 minutes of time added on, but we still look like we're hanging on against 10 men. Oh, he's bringing Elliot on now. Bit late, Arna, mate. Bit late. This is on you, Gaffer. This is on you. How do we look like we're hanging on with 10 against us? 10! Fucking disgrace. It's a disgrace, this. Chris said, I can see them winning this. Absolutely shocking. Chris, it's nothing short, mate, of a disgrace. I can't, mate. I'm lost for words. 2-0 up away from home against a crowd that hate us. And they let them back in. Don't let anybody kid you or bullshit you about this. They bottled it. They absolutely bottled it. I take no pleasure in saying it, but they did. Unbiased PLC, so we don't deserve anything from this game, mate. I find it hard to disagree with you. Newcastle shown everything that we haven't. Heart, fight. Look at us out there defending for our lives against 10 men. What? No counter attack. Salah's been invisible. It's just fucking shocking. Fucking shocking. Don't forget, folks, this is 2 weeks in a row. We've let a 2-goal lead be clawed back to 2-2. 2 weeks in a row. Only this time, it's against 10 men. And we still done it. And we're hanging on. Fucking. This is embarrassing. Honestly, this is fucking embarrassing. Lewis Steele is even writing, sorry, but Canade has been so poor, not just tonight either. I know, but where's this energy early in the window? Do you know what I mean? Where's this energy last week when it was blatantly obvious we needed Gay? Canade's done in a Liverpool shirt. He doesn't want to be here. His head is up his arse. Fucking 200 grand a week for that. Me arse, he's barely worth the 80 he's getting. Cranky back till I just arrived from work versus 10, really? Yes, mate. Versus 10 since the end of the first half. Go 2-0 up and bottle it. It was ours for the taking. We were caught napping, said Nick. This is just appalling, said the Irish Wanderer. I don't know what's happened to this team, but they're nowhere near where they need to be or where they were last year. I know, mate. It's pathetic. But, it doesn't matter that we all seen warning signs and called it. Doesn't matter that the squad depth is absolutely on the floor. But even the journalists are blatantly saying how bad Canade is. Things have gotten bad. Salah's ghosted as well today. 5 times he's had the ball. 5 times he played it off a Newcastle player. But he's still on the pitch. Because Arna doesn't have the bottle to take Salah off. Let's be honest. Salah's being ghosted in the game. And Arna hasn't got the balls to take him off. Because he's untouchable. How are we on the back foot against 10 men? Embarrassing. Yeah. Ugo Ekitike, the man who scored 3 games in a row, sitting on the fucking bench again. Taken off by the manager again. Salah's on there though. Great lesson that, Arna. Take off the lad that's actually putting the ball in the net week after week. Leave Salah on because he's untouchable. Despite the fact he stunk the gaff up again. Favouritism does my head in. Call it as you see it. Scott said, I do not understand this lack of passion and inspiration. I feel sick. I don't blame you, Scott. They all know what to say to sound great in the media. But like I said, 10 days to prepare for this, and this is the performance we get against 10. They look like a bottom of the table team, said Senior Bravo. Keith Seary said Slot needs to stop subbing Ekitike, give him 90. Synchro said every single player should be fined. Absolutely pathetic. We've played anti-football for over 100 minutes. I want every minute I wasted of my life back. Chris said when Salah plays like this, we have 10 men. Then we have Canade. It's almost like 9 men turning it off, going to bed. 2-0 up. And we play like this. 2-0 up. And we're hanging on. This is truly pathetic. Hit it! Rio won it! Rio, you little beauty. I love you, Rio. Rio and Gamoa, have my babies. I love you, Rio. Woo! Woohoo! Counter attack. Woo! 3-2. Game, set, and match. Yes. Rio and Gamoa has arrived. Yes, Rio. Yes, young man. And that, Arna, is why you play him. Lovely step over from Dom. That is absolutely gorgeous from Dominic Szoboszlai. Absolutely gorgeous. Takes the Newcastle defender. Look at this. That is beautiful, Dominic. And the finish from Rio is absolute class. Take a bow, sir. Take a bow, young Rio. What a moment. What a moment for young Rio and Gamoa. Rio, I love you, said Cranky. Get in, I love this club and I love you. Everything we've said stands. We deserve nothing from this game, but we've robbed it. And I love that we have. Rio and Gamoa was an absolutely delicious late little dagger. Oh, handbags are out now. Dan the bitch burn is off. Defend this. Defend this. I don't like how deep we've gone here. Step a couple of yards forward. Ali's ball. Corner. Fuck's sake. Defend. Virgil, turn around and look. Defend this last corner, boys. Defend. Headed away by Virgil. Hooper, blow the whistle, you little clown. Our ball. Yes. Our throw in. Oh, Bruno Guimaraes losing the plot now, little bitch. I called that Rio would get it, said Richie. Hughes props the Szoboszlai for that dummy. Purely unselfish. I guess that is a win. Well done, Rio, said Itachi. Dinks, I love Bruno Guimaraes losing his little bitch head. Ah, Bruno! Rio and Chiesa deserve to start way more minutes. At a minimum, Arna will sack himself at this pace. This performance has been terrible, but get in. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the final whistle. Liverpool go up and own Newcastle. We own you. Know your place. Woo! 3-2. And we'll have a bit of Isak. Yeah. Yeah. And that yeah was for Rio, the goat Nyamoha. Get in. Get in. I'm sorry, Craig, but I do not like Jones starting in midfield. He slows down the game, and Salah have been doing this for the past few seasons, not coming back in defence and disappear when we need him. And Adam said, Craig, you're right about Canada. I still trust Slot. I never did not trust Slot, mate. But I'm allowed to be angry at him as well, right? Like, we didn't take control of the game. 2-0 up against 10. That worries me. But once again, we found a way at the end. And I love this. Newcastle are losing their little heads. Go have a sausage roll and shut the fuck up, Dan. Woo! Vlad said, my heart cannot take this every week. Eban said, Rio's going places. This kid is special. Yep. Arna needs to bring him on because he showed. But, like one of our super chats said, let's give the props to Dominic Szoboszlai as well. Apart from a great game at right back, that dummy was absolute genius. But there was still work to do. And young Rio, wow, composed, placed it into the corner. That'll do, sir. That'll do. Rio, you are a star, young man. Christopher said, I told you Rio on against Palace as well. Mate, I was screaming for the same thing. King Seventh said, that ball from Salah, dummy from Dom, and when Rio scored, I was screaming, drop the S, and you have where I was. We need to sort this out. I'm so happy for Rio. I'm just looking at him now, applauding the travelling Reds up in the bowels of the St. James's Park stand. What a moment. What a moment. Oh, I'm so happy. The kid looks so happy. Do you know what? I want to say something before we finish up. I hate Newcastle's fan base for the way they've acted, but those players put in a shift for Newcastle. We'll take the plaudits and run away with our win, but if you're a Newcastle fan watching this, and I mean this sincerely, your boys put in a hell of a fight and a shift for the shirt. They did. And there's a lot of promising things there to work with, not least the effort they put in for how, even down to 10. We probably didn't deserve to win that game. We did and we'll take it. But Newcastle fans should be more than proud of the way their lads reacted. This one. That ball from Salah, dummy from Dom, and when Rio scored, I was screaming. Rio is a legend, said Leona Farrell. Dom's my man of the match. Well, we will be asking you to vote for your man of the match, my man, in our match reaction coming up in a second. Carl said, what a win. We still need to address our problems in defence. Can't go on with Canade getting gay now. What a dummy from Dom, said David. Rio should play more minutes. I love that you're all giving credit to Dom on that dummy because, look, Rio had a lot to do, but that dummy, it was genius. Rio, better than Lamine Yamal. Owen said, we're so shy yet so good at the same time. This is going to be an interesting season. We robbed Newcastle and I love it. Give us Isak and bow down. Never give up until the final whistle. That's champions mentality, said Nick. Well, it's one thing that they do have, Nick, in spades, is an ability to pull it out of the bag at the death. They can keep putting us through it. That game should have been easier, but they found a way. And when the points are tallied at the end of the season, this could be big. Can't wait to play them at Anfield. Well done, Rio, said Bacon Bap. Thoughts on Kirkes and Canade? So Canade was horrendous. Again, Kirkes, you can see what he wants to do. You can see the effort and the want, but he needs a bit more, I guess experience is probably the right word, especially in this system. Big decisions for Arna to make. And look, ladies and gents, I'm going to go do the match reaction. We'll see you guys in 60 seconds. Remember, if you'd like to submit your player ratings to be included in our player ratings video, join the Anfield Agenda WhatsApp with that QR code on the screen. We will see you back in 60 seconds. Thank you to everyone that joined us. Whew, we got the job done eventually. It wasn't pretty, but it's another win. We'll talk soon. Oh, hang on. Super chat right at the end. I don't want to miss out on. As a Chelsea fan, so happy for Rio. Thank you. That's class of you to say, mate. I appreciate that. I'm delighted for him as well. You can see the excitement written all over his face.